What is going on, everyone? This is Steven from After Hours Video, and on tonight's After Dark, the veil between the living and the dead is thin, and the horrors lurking in the shadows are closer than you think. Aaron from A&B Horror Movies is stopping by After Hours Video to uncover the tales that haunt your dreams. Twisted anthologies, relentless killers, and supernatural terrors that strike when you least expect it. What is going on, Aaron?
Hey, Stephen, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here. This is going
Abs-
to be a blast.
Absolutely, man. It's like Friday Night Live over here.
It sure
um,
is.
well, before we get started, guys, be sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos full of scares, reviews, and all things horror. So keep in mind, lock your doors, check your candy, and step into a night where every story hides a nightmare waiting to come alive. All right. So before we kick it off and we start talking about some of the iconic horror anthologies that we absolutely adore and beloved, uh, I wanted to ask Aaron, so what do you
Mhm.
think makes the anthology format so effective in horror?
Well, it's interesting. I recently was chatting with Ricky Umberger, who has
Hmm.
done the fear footage films, and I asked him what format he prefers. And he didn't really say if he liked one over the other, but he did say that the horror anthology is more of a difficult format because if you think about it, each segment has to be treated like an individual mini, like a short film.
Hmm.
Um, so I think the framing story has to be effective and suck the audience in and have something to do with the segments, right?
Oh yeah.
I don't want to talk negatively about any films, but sometimes if the framing segment doesn't really have anything to do with the other movies and it just seems so separate in itself, it just kind of loses me a little bit. So I think what's so effective about it, I love the short segments. I love it when they're very scary and there's a mixture. It's perfect for the gym, right?
Oh
You can
yeah.
watch a segment on the treadmill.
Yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah.
and it just has to be good writing, good storytelling, long story short, and scary as hell. That's what I'm gonna say.
Absolutely. And I feel like we cherry picked a number of iconic anthology
Mhm.
movies where it's ranging everywhere from the more notable ones all the way up to ones that maybe we've received in like the last decade or so. And there's
Yeah,
obviously a lot for us to go over. So we wanted to pick out the essentials, if you will. So
yeah.
now, Aaron, what do you think as far as short form horror stories? Like, do they hit harder, do you feel like, than full length features that we've watched?
Um, Gosh, I don't know. I think it really comes down to if it's a good story, good storyteller, a good director.
Hmm.
I think a short film still has to hit the same beats that a longer film would. I think it should still follow. I mean, typically it still follows the three-act structure, right? Like the intro, you have the plot
Hmm.
point, you have the second act, and then you bring it all home in the final act. Um, I don't know. It has to be new, effective, scary, and I don't know, a good story.
Yeah,
Right? What would you
absolutely.
say? Yeah, what would you say?
Well, it's interesting because kind of going back to what you were talking about earlier, that the
Mhm.
kind of like the cohesive framing story, I don't know why. There's something about that it's like so critical for me to at least have some level of investment in that story, no
Mhm.
matter like how minute it
Yes.
might be. But
Yeah.
it bridges everything together. Some of them, maybe not necessarily with the ones we're talking about, but I have seen
Mhm.
others where I just don't feel like that they're always effective. Sometimes I think that that can ultimately end up hurting I would say my level of interest in the movie. So,
Yeah. Yeah, for
um,
sure.
but yeah, it's tough. Like there's obviously some really iconic ones we're going to talk about tonight, and I would put these anthologies next to some of the great horror movies that we know and
Mhm.
love.
Mhm.
Um, and before we get started, which of these anthologies first hooked you into this type of format for a movie?
Oh gosh, going way back here. I'd have to say the first Creep Show. Um, but I've always, growing up, I've always loved like the episodic shows too.
Hmm.
Because really you think a horror anthology is just like Twilight Zone episodes or
Yeah.
um, I don't know, Outer Limits, Tales from the Dark Side,
Oh yeah.
The
E-
Hitchhiker. I loved that
Even
show when I
I've
was
been
growing
watching
up.
Freddy's Nightmares too.
And that one too, I used to
Oh,
stay up late to watch
so
that
good.
one.
So
Yeah.
good. I've really been, the last couple nights, I've really been enjoying that. And, there's something about these even with the TV series, there's something about those that
Mhm,
keep coming back to them. And usually I think the one thing that I can really appreciate about them is that there's usually some underlying message as there is with a lot of like horror movies that we like.
mhm,
But with this, I mean, you can watch it, you get in, get out. It's a little bit, shorter format.
mhm.
Definitely ends up working. Um,
Yeah.
but we're gonna start tonight off with I would say it's in the conversation as far as Stephen King adaptations, maybe one of like the lesser known ones I hear talked about, but that's
Mhm.
none other than Cat's Eye. So, Aaron, what's your experience with this movie? Did you first discover this movie like back in the video store days, or is this more of like you know, oh, there you go.
It's got the steel book. How cool is this? Yeah. It's got Drew Barrymore on the back.
That's awesome. And is that a
Yeah.
studio release?
Yeah,
That
Warner
label?
Brothers. Warner
Very
Brothers
nice.
put it out. Yeah.
Wow. Kudos to Warner Brothers.
Ooh, yeah, exactly, man. It's basically just the Blu-ray. Gosh, look, I just noticed that Drew Barrymore's face is in the eye. Isn't that cool?
Oh, man.
At least I think it's Drew Barrymore.
Now we just
I
need to
don't know. I can't tell. It's someone's
I
face.
I think you might be right, but I
It
swear that
has to be because it's her cat, right?
yeah, yeah, I would think so, and she's on the back, so, talk about a
Holding
movie
the cat. Yeah.
it needs a 4K.
Yes. Yes. Gosh, when did I first watch this? I don't really remember. It must have been when it came out.
Okay.
I feel like it was one of those movies that was always on. Like an HBO movie,
Mhm.
they just kept playing it over and over. When did it come out? Like 80, 87, 88?
It
I
was
should have looked it
85
up.
actually.
85, okay.
Yep.
Um, Now this one doesn't have a framing story, does it? From what I
Very loosely, I
the
felt like
the
with
cat.
the cat, it's like
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like a
It's the cat.
winding like, I wouldn't even
Mhm.
say it's like it's not really a framing story, but it's like the piece that holds this entire story together in
Yes,
some weird
yes. It's like a
shape.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. The stray cat goes from story to story, right? Yeah,
Yes.
I
Yep.
remember now. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's if you wanna quit smoking, man, that's one tale. That's quit smoking.
Yeah.
The little troll, the 3rd segment's my favorite segment, the little troll and
Yeah.
Drew Barrymore and the cat and the whole concept of the cats stealing your breath when you're asleep, like
It's
the
creepy.
sort of yeah, and
Well, and
then you find out it's the little troll.
the pa
Spoiler alert.
the parents don't believe her, and she's got this uphill battle to
Yeah.
convince them that this, this troll is basically coming into her room every night, and thankfully she has the cat
Mhm.
to keep her protected. I felt like this was a great starting point because this one felt like it was the most accessible. You have the
Yeah.
Stephen King name attached to it, and you know that people naturally gravitate towards anything, whether it's his books, film adaptations. But
Mhm.
now, had you read these like short stories before seeing this, or maybe even afterwards?
I don't think so. No.
Okay.
Have you? I'm not even sure what book the stories are from.
So it's actually from the Night Shift
I was
collection.
just
So
going to say, I bet it's Night Shift.
Yep,
Go ahead.
yep. So this came out in 1978, and so it's now
Yeah.
for the sake of this is
Mhm.
comprised of three chilling tales that prowl through Stephen King's Cat's Eye for this movie, and each are
Mhm.
linked by a mysterious wandering cat in the dark corners of human fear. So we have Inquitters Inc., personal favorite for Aaron. um,
Yes.
a smoker learns that quitting comes at a deadly cost. And then we have the ledge, which traps a gambler high above the city with nothing but air between him and death. And in
Mhm.
general, a young girl's only defender against a nightmarish creature is her loyal cat. Cat's Eye proves that terror doesn't always hide in the shadows. Sometimes it's right there in plain sight. Uh,
Mhm.
Now, going back to what we were talking about earlier, we have the cat almost is like the bridge to this entire story or these three stories, right?
Mhm.
How well do you think the stories are tied together through the cat thread?
Yeah, I mean, well enough. But see, it's interesting because I didn't remember it. But then as soon as we started talking about
Yeah.
it, and I've watched this in the last year or so, and I've seen it countless times, but and then it kind of came back to me. Um, I don't think the stories themselves are tied together in any way, other than the cat kind of wandering through each story.
Mhm.
But as like the cat's almost like the narrator, right? And that's what you kind of want from a framing story is to have narrator, like in Body Bags, which I know we're going to get to, the
Yeah.
mortician, um,
Oh, it's so good.
or like Creep, right? From or the Crypt Keeper from Tales from the
Yep.
Crypt. You want Alfred Hitchcock presents something
Ah,
like that. So
iconic.
I think it was a smart way to introduce sort of the n- an unexpected narrator, let's say,
Yeah.
um, in this film. And it's
They
sort of
were
charming. The whole movie is, I mean,
yes.
like some of the methods like quitting smoking and you got to go all the way around the building on the ledge or yeah,
Now, I've
gosh.
actually I remember the Ledge
Yeah.
short story from the Night
Okay.
Shift book, and I remember the idea that is just terrifying because there's not a lot of, like, room, you
No.
mess up and it's, like, essentially game over for you.
Mhm.
Um, and we have actually let me just hop into the chat real quickly. So
It's
we got
like
Stephen
what
joining us.
nightmares are made of.
Oh, it's terrifying. What's up, Steven?
Yes. Hey
Um,
man.
so let's see. So does this one that and this is a great question because I kind of wanted to get your
Mhm.
thoughts on this, but does this film feel like a Stephen King project or something different?
I don't know. It sort of has his signature all over it. Um, Not as dark though as some of his other
For
stories.
sure.
Um, it's more like a lighter Stephen King, let's say, and that's probably what they were going for with the tone of the film.
Yeah.
Um, More like a gateway horror, let's say,
I think that's
for kids who are getting into horror. This is a perfect anthology to watch.
I think that that's a great way to really sum this up because Alan
Mhm.
Silvestri's score is kind of like whimsical. It's very like kind of
Yeah.
lighthearted and it doesn't take itself too seriously compared to I would say like some of the anthologies we're going
Mhm.
to talk about tonight. Um, and then we have
Yeah.
Louis Teague in the directing chair. So he had done films like Alligator, Cujo, and I don't know, did you have a chance to rewatch this before, we did this live stream?
Cat's Eye?
Yeah,
I No, I didn't. I
okay.
watched it in the last year though.
So,
So
I thought it was very clever because I don't know, maybe I just wasn't paying attention my first go around,
yeah.
but I'm assuming that was Cujo in the very beginning of the film, and then there's, like, a nod to Christine on the bumper sticker.
Yes.
I was
I'm sure
like
you're right. Mhm.
"Oh, that's so cool." I mean, I appreciate that just because I love Stephen King's books and his
Mhm.
films for that matter. So, um, now we got Quitters Inc. So that's the first short story that
Yep.
revolves around James Wood's character. Now, Quitters Inc. plays on addiction and control. Do you think that
Mhm.
that is scarier than anything supernatural? It's a much different take compared to, I think, a lot of the other Stephen King, short stories that we've seen.
I think it hits closer to home, right? If you're
Mhm.
not addicted to something, you may have been in your life, and you may know others who are addicted to
Yeah.
something. And in the 80s, a lot of people smoked. Um, so watching it, it was like, I mean, at the time, I was thinking of all the adults that I knew who were smokers.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, this could be them. And that's horrifying.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like the whole sort of close to home factor makes it a little more scary because it seems real
Mhm.
versus like the little troll. Um, you know what I mean? What would you
Aaron, are you
say?
trying to say you've never dealt with the troll before?
I not yet, not yet.
Yeah.
How
Um,
about you? How many trolls have you come
listen,
across?
I don't know. God forbid. I hope it never comes down to that, I swear. Uh,
Yes. It
yeah, no,
just just make sure you have like one of those electric fans nearby, the
I
old
have to.
fashioned ones,
That's the only way you
and
could
you're
take it
good.
out.
You're good.
Yeah.
Right.
Now
And don't start smoking. There you go.
no, no, I'm good. I used to
Mm.
smoke. I don't smoke anymore, but that is
Yeah, me
one
too.
thing that I
Years ago.
just well, and it's interesting because it's obviously, we're here mid 80s and it's a
Mhm.
very different depiction of what smoking was like in more of a social setting. I know for James Woods' character, it's over like amplified with all these people smoking around him. We don't know how reliable he is as a narrator, but what I thought was
That's
so
true.
funny about it was I'm like, I can't imagine that this is too far removed from like more of those social settings back then.
Mm.
Afterwards, I'm like, I need a shower, man. Like
Oh, all
I'm
the cigarette
oh,
smoke. Yeah, wash your hair.
it's bad enough if I go out for a cigar on occasion, but like
Yeah.
cigarette smoking all in one room, no thanks.
Yes.
Um, Now, how did you feel like the threat of family harm amplified the terror in Quitters Inc? Did you feel like it was effective?
Oh, for sure. That whole scene when they're in like the electric zapping room,
Mhm.
with the was it the wife jumping around and
Yeah.
the cat jumping around? I don't know, my feet are tingling just thinking about it. And
Yeah.
right? I mean, you just sort of cringe and pick your feet up off the floor
Yeah.
when you're watching it.
Well, because 'cause you're wondering what the context is. He obviously has the cat trapped in there, and then you're
Right.
thinking like,
The
okay,
poor
obvious
cat.
yeah, I know. I listen, I'm an animal lover, so it's hard for me to
Mhm,
see that stuff, but
mhm.
you're wondering, okay, what is this? Where is this going, right? And then
Yeah.
eventually you see that it's on a much worse scale. Um, but yeah,
Mhm.
it's almost like, for him, I mean, you're obviously trying to kick this habit, and there's definitely more at stake than probably most people, when they try to, stop
Yeah,
smoking. But
yeah.
he's looking over his shoulder. I remember the one point where he's on that bridge and then he's like going to smoke, and there's just like someone like immediately lurking like in the next car from him. I was like, man, that's
Constantly
yeah,
watching. Yeah, yeah,
you
God
know,
watching you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so that actually takes us to the second short story, which is The Ledge, which
Mhm.
to me, this freaks me out to no end, whether it's the book or even on screen.
Yeah.
What did you think about this one? Did this one resonate with you a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. I will say that this one segment doesn't hold up as well because you
Mhm.
can sort of see that, like, the duel he's not really on the ledge, you could kinda
Yeah.
see it, but, I mean, back in the day, you couldn't it looked real, it looked like he was really on the ledge. So one, I'm afraid of heights, I think many
Okay.
people are, so
Yep.
that gets me, and that got me when I was little watching this movie. But even that one's kinda goofy, you know? I hate to use that word, but the tone is kinda funny, like the pigeon, and he's, like, wobbling on the edge, like, "Oh my god, don't fall." Um, I don't know. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite. What do you what would you say?
It it wasn't like I like the story, right?
Mm,
It's kinda hard. I feel like a little bit of the short story gets lost in translation when you're trying to adapt that to
yeah.
that scene, and I like Robert Hayes because I recognize him from Airplane amongst other films,
Mhm.
but it seems like it was stretched a little, like, thin with the material. I mean, how much further can you really go with that one?
Yeah.
Um, it's fun. It's fun on rewatch. I would say
Mhm.
that there's probably other short stories that we're gonna talk about tonight that hold up a little bit better, and I agree, like, the effects all these years later, I don't know. They're a little spotty,
Yes.
certain
Yeah.
points.
Yeah. I
Um,
will say the guy's a good villain. I forget the actor's name. Is that who you were just
oh,
mentioning?
Kressner?
The yeah, yeah. He's a good villain. He gets what he deserves. So
Yeah,
that's rewarding at least.
yeah. Now this feels like and it's different compared to the first one. This is more
Mhm.
like a different type of, like, psychological battle that I feel like we have between Robert
Yeah.
Hayes' character and Kressner. It's almost like between survival instinct and panic. Do you think that's scarier than anything supernatural?
Well, again, I think it comes back to what you can relate to. I mean, we all have sort of that survival instinct in
Mhm.
us. So you can relate to it. The villain, he's basically a bully and using his power and control over this guy who doesn't have a choice in the situation.
Yeah.
Um, he overcomes the odds that he's faced with, and that's the resolution we get. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm more like, I guess I would like to see more supernatural in these stories.
And
I want more trolls.
yeah. 100% trolls.
Yeah.
Now for the villain Kressner,
Yeah.
he obviously finds entertainment in watching someone suffer. Do you think
Mhm.
is that more like sadistic, with the is that part of it what makes it so sadistic and horrific in the story?
Well, it's also he's also motivated by revenge, right? Because the main character,
Yep.
didn't he have an affair with the wife,
Yes.
if I remember correctly? And it's very similar to a creep show story that we will talk about.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I mean, I guess to the point you could see his motivation, but is it enough to go to the extent that he does? I don't know. A little flimsy, I would say.
I don't think anyone's in the right here.
No, not
Yeah,
at all.
I'm
Right.
like, I'm trying to find like who would really be like the character that you can sympathize with most, and I don't really know if
Yeah,
it's either
sure.
of them, to be honest. Um,
Mm,
and then lastly, we have a segment that revolves around Drew Barrymore and the cat that has been the stringing thread throughout this entire film.
yeah.
Now, for this segment, general, how does the general short story take something innocent, for example, a child's
Mhm.
bedroom, and turn it into a nightmare setting?
Oh, I love it. I think it works so well. It's a room that you would expect to be comforting and a safe
Mhm.
space, let's say. But my God, as soon as the lights go out, it's scary as hell. The
Yeah.
door, way the doorway opens up from like the wall. Um, that was so scary watching that the first time because the effects looked so cool. Um, and then the little troll comes out. He's kind of funny. He's got like jingle bells on him.
He looked a little bit
But
like Rumpelstiltskin. I
yes,
like
and he's
not
like
like
this
kinda
big,
like
right?
like the Temu short one. It didn't
Yeah, yeah,
di didn't really hold up quite as much, but yeah, like, I
yeah.
mean, if you think about it, as a kid, I mean, we were always, at least I was, you're always
Mhm.
scared of, like, something crawling around in the night or something being under your bed or in your closet, so I think that
Oh,
this
yeah.
this takes it, and yeah, it's goofy and fun, but
Mhm,
it takes that childhood fear and kinda flips it upside down where, hey, there could actually be something out there, Um,
mhm.
now the idea of something crawling out of the wall while you sleep is what I would consider pure childhood terror. Do you think that's what makes it
Even
so effective?
now. Oh, yeah, I mean, even now. I mean, think about it, when you're asleep, that's when you're most vulnerable, so you have no
Mhm.
idea what's happening around you.
Yeah.
Um, I just watched a movie, The Black Mass. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about here, but it's about Ted Bundy, and he went into that
Okay.
sorority house and this is really dark, but bludgeoned those girls when they were sleeping. And I was thinking,
Terrifying.
imagine just being sleeping and that happening. Like, I guess you wouldn't even know what hit you.
You wouldn't even
So, so
literally.
literally, you wouldn't know what hit you.
Yeah,
Oh my
I mean,
gosh.
but that's, like, the scary part about it is, like, you hear, not to get too
Yeah.
morbid, but, like, you hear these true crime stories about, like, when someone's so vulnerable while they're sleeping and they have this home
Mhm.
invasion, assault, this is obviously on a much smaller scale per se, but, um, yeah,
True.
it's a very terrifying concept,
Yeah.
and
So,
and
but much lighter
yeah.
than the movie I'm referring to. So,
Um And lastly, which story do you feel like is closest to a nightmare out of all 3 segments?
I would say the third one. The third one's my favorite if I had to choose. I hope I'm not jumping ahead of
Yep.
your topics. The third one's my favorite. I mean, Drew Barrymore is a fantastic actor. As even as a child, she was amazing, and I love that the whole the parent dynamic too works so well because they don't believe her,
Yeah.
and she's like, "But I'm telling the truth." And I love at the end you see the little blade, the little hand, and the look on. I think it's the mother's face. The look on her face, like, "Oh,"
And it's
and you're
I
like,
think for
"Yes,
I
there is
know,
a troll."
and and how often I mean, in most movies that involve some sort of like, the child's trying to convey something to the parents
Mhm.
and they're not believing them, how often do you really get some sort of satisfaction? Like, this movie actually gives the viewer that, which is, I feel like, kinda rare, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, gosh. What's one that does that? Maybe Monster Squad when they're trying to tell
Oh, that's
the
true. Yep.
parents that there are monsters, right?
Yeah.
Um, God, that's the only one that comes to
I
mind. What
know.
about you?
That
Can you
that
think of
no, that
any?
I think you might have, hit the nail on the head. That might be the only
Mm.
one I can really think of.
Critters, maybe? Did the kids see the critters before the parents? I don't know.
I gotta do a rewatch. It's been so long since I've seen that.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, definitely Monster Squad, though. That one's funny.
Oh, yeah.
There's a mummy in the closet or something.
Well, here's one that I think is I would say that
Yeah.
this is a little bit more of a straight up nightmare,
Mhm.
um, especially with some of these segments, but we've got body bags.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Nice.
So,
I have, let me see, I have an edition too. I think I just have the Blu-ray. Yeah, I have the Screen Factory Blu-ray.
oh, excellent.
I do. That's a, is that a slipcover DVD?
VHS.
Oh, VHS. Wow,
Yeah.
you win.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, no, come
That's
on now.
cool. All right.
Yeah.
Screen Factory. Pff.
Yeah, oh. And then again, this is another one that I'm sure is probably a matter of time, but this is one that I would love to have, like, a nice 4K of because this is
Oh,
one
for
that
sure.
I don't again, this one I just don't feel like I hear this one talked about enough.
Mm.
Um, so what's your experience with this film? Like, what was the first time you saw this? Did you see this in a video
It's,
store or late night
yeah, I'm
TV?
pretty sure this came out in the 90s, right? Uh,
Yeah,
what, Toby Hooper did one of them. I can't
93.
see. Yeah, gosh. So it must have been in the video store. I don't think this had a theatrical release. If it did, it was very limited, not near me. Um, so it was a video store rental. I didn't know anything about it. Um, but I don't know. It's a fun sort of anthology. I love that John Carpenter is the mortician. How cool
Uh,
is that,
very
right? Uh,
his
um,
his
go ahead.
wittiness, all throughout,
Yeah.
like, it's obviously very morbid humor.
Yes, yes. Now, wasn't it supposed to be a TV show, like an episodic show? But it didn't get the green light or something? Is that
I
true?
that's actually a great question. Yes,
I
you
heard
are
that.
correct. So Showtime planned to create Body Bags as a TV
Showtime,
series.
yeah.
They were
Mhm.
trying to compete with HBO's Tales from the Crypt. And then
Yes,
I
they
guess
canceled.
yep. So 3 completed stories were assembled around John Carpenter's narration segment, and that became Body Bags, which is interesting. So this is actually a TV movie, so you're right, it never got, like, an actual theatrical release.
Right.
Um, so with Body Bags, hosted by ghoulish John Carpenter, Body Bags unravels 3
Mhm,
darkly twisted tales of terror. A night shift gas station attendant faces a murderous intruder, a man's obsession with vanity unleashes a deadly surprise, and a transplanted eye lets a man see through the vision of a killer. Equal
mhm,
parts suspense, gore, and dark humor, Body Bags is a macabre ride through nightmares that lurk just out of sight, proving that in horror, even the ordinary can be deadly. I love this
mhm.
movie. Like, it's
Yeah, me too.
this is like 3 for 3 in my eyes, and you're getting these icons of horror coming together with
Mhm.
3 chilling tales that all work, maybe some more than others, but I would say at least for me, at least 2 out of the 3 are like home runs.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know which ones, which 2. What's your favorite? Am I jumping ahead?
No, so the eye segment, I remember that
Mhm,
was the I remember seeing this growing up, and that I don't
mhm,
there was something about that that freaked me out.
mm,
I didn't discover that this was that movie till years later. I went back, ended up renting it in the video store,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I put 2 and 2 together once I started watching that 3rd segment. I was like, "That's the movie that I saw, like, all these years, way back
Yeah,
when." Um,
yes.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I go back and forth between The Eye and, the gas station segment.
Mhm. Yeah, I love the gas station segment. It's
It
so perfect.
I think that the gas station might edge out the Eye, if I'm being
Mhm.
honest. It feels
That's my
very,
favorite one. Yeah.
very, like, Hitchcock influenced. The cinematography, the way that it's edited just is so
Mhm.
effective. Um, now
And it's scary.
it is
It's
very
intense. It's scary. It's like a mini perfect slasher. That's what I would say.
it's it's so good, and it's so creepy.
Yeah.
Um, now
Eh,
if you didn't know anything about who directed what in this anthology,
mhm.
which segment in Body Bags feels the most Carpenter? and which one feels the most Hooper?
Well, I do know, so I'll try to be objective. So the first one definitely has the slasher feel, the gas station segment. So that definitely has the Carpenter's feel. And I think
Mhm.
they even say that they're near Haddonfield, which is just awesome.
Yeah.
Um, and then I guess the actually who did hair? Is that I don't know who did
Hair was
hair, but
Carpenter.
it was Carpenter.
Mhm.
Okay, that one doesn't feel as Carpenter, although it maybe more like his sci-fi films that he did over the years. And then the eye, I guess, has more like, and I know Toby Hooper did it, so it's a little difficult for me, but I guess it has more of a Hooper feel to it. Um,
Could
and
you
that
s
was Mark Hamill, right? In that one,
Yes, yep.
yeah,
Could
yeah.
you see these segments being as effective if, like, okay, we were talking about the
Mhm.
gas station and the eye segment, if they were reversed for the directors, do you think that they would be as effective?
I don't. That's tough. I mean, Toby Hooper was good at creating like some good tense moments.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Carpenter is just the king of the slasher. So yeah, I guess the tone would have been different if they were to switch. But I'm sure Toby would have nailed it too, right? He
For sure.
very very talented. That's tough. I don't know. What would you say? It's a good question.
I don't know. Here's the thing, as much as I love Toby Hooper, I
Hmm.
don't know if he would have been able to nail. Obviously, he's very familiar with the slasher genre. I just
Yeah,
don't
of
know
course.
if he would have been able to nail that specific tone the
Yeah.
way that Carpenter did for that segment. And
Hmm.
it's fun to think about, but in a way, I'm almost glad that we ended up, getting who we had for those
Yeah.
segments. It maybe would have been more interesting for Hair, the second segment, to
Hmm.
know if you brought in a different director, maybe an icon shoulder to shoulder with either of them, who would it have been?
Oh gosh. Maybe Romero, I could see he might have
Mhm.
been an interesting take on it because it's sort of the I mean, there's some sort of body horror in that too, with the
Yeah.
little hair snake monsters.
I would have loved to have
It's
seen
it's
Cronenberg.
oh, Cronenberg,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh my god, imagine his take on it.
It'd be
They would have
it would
had to cut most of it. We'd have a
yeah, it would have been
5-minute
t
film.
too graphic for TV, right?
Like, "Oh, he has all this hair now and he's dead."
Yeah, yep. The hair basically
Or
kills them.
zombified, whatever, they sort of suck the soul out of him in a way. But wasn't it so cool when you see, like, the little, like, mouths on the end of the hair
Oh, it's
strands,
so
and
creepy, and
he's, like, holding it in his fingers? Yeah.
it's so goofy, but I think only
Mhm.
Carpenter for this could make that work. It's just so
That's true.
ridiculous, but, well, with that being said, I mean, do you feel like Body Bags deserves more love as a
Oh,
90s
absolutely, yeah.
anthology?
I In fact, if let's say someone is just getting into horror and they're like, "What are some good horror anthologies?" I would suggest Body Bags. It's a little more obscure, it's not as mainstream. I
Mhm.
think most diehard horror fans like us have seen it, but yeah, I think it deserves more attention. I enjoy it every time. That gas station segment, like I said, is my favorite. It's so good. But then the whole thing is what's the actor's name in the hair one? Is it
Oh,
Stacy
Stacy Keach?
Keach? Yeah,
Yep.
Stacy Keach. I love that his dream is like to look like one of those guys on like a romance novel, right? Like was
Almost
it
looks like Fabio.
Fabio? Yes, I was just gonna say him. And he's like loving it. And even at the time I was thinking, gosh, I don't know if that's the look I'd go for. But hey,
It's
who am I to judge?
well, and it's interesting too because we get Robert Carradine.
Mm,
I mean, this cast is
mm,
sensational, but you have Robert Carradine as a
mhm,
gas station attendant for the gas
yep,
station segment, and then we get cameos by David Newton, Sam Raimi,
mhm,
and Wes Craven, which is
mhm.
it's so I don't know. There's something just very
And
nostalgic
Debbie
about.
Harry is in this too,
Yes,
right?
yep.
I can see right here on the back. Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, finna keep going though. What's your
Which one? I'm trying to go back. At
is
which
it
one?
Debbie Harry?
Yes, you're right. In Hair.
Yeah, yeah, okay. She was like the oh my god, Twiggy
Yep.
Sheena Easton.
Greg Nicotero was in it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh.
Roger
Sh-
Corman.
Sheena Easton. That's a name you don't hear very often.
Even Tom Arnold.
Oh my gosh.
Um, so for the gas station segment, what makes this segment so effective in creating suspense in a confined space?
I think again it comes back to it's sort of a situational setting
Mhm.
that we could all see ourselves in at a certain, any point in our lives. Like, we were in college. I didn't work at a gas station, but I could have worked at a gas
Yeah.
station.
Oh, for sure.
And you just kind of she gets thrust into this situation. Things end very badly for her. Um, but it was to no fault of her own. It's not that she caused anything. And when you watch it, it's like the whole night and situation unfolds as if you're standing right there with her and living the experience with her. Um,
So
and
scary.
it's just so traumatic. Yeah. And then the twist, I didn't see it coming. And if I don't watch this for a while, I sort of forget, like the last time I revisited it. Um, I couldn't remember how it had ended exactly, but I just knew that I loved it. And the fact that the guy from the beginning isn't the one you think he is. I mean, I don't know. It's been out for a long time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess
Oh,
we
you're
could
good. Yeah.
spoil it if we want to.
Spoilers.
But then you find out like the guy who the other attendant's actually been dead the whole time, and then this guy
Oh,
who she thinks is her safe space, her safe person, is the Seaside Strangler, whatever whoever
and
I forget what the killer's name is, but
and what I love about it
that's from Mixed Nuts.
is
Yeah.
is I just love the fact that it you're right. The twist allows us to have our guard down and thinking she's
Mhm.
in us in like a let's say a safe space
And
and
locked in a safe space,
oh it's
literally.
and then you have like the rug pulled out from underneath when you get the twist.
Mhm,
Oh dude, it's so good. It's so good.
mhm,
Um
mm.
Now does the killer feel scarier because of the limited setting and time constraints for the episode? Or not episode, but
Oh,
story?
yeah, because well, in the middle of nowhere. It's like, why are horror movies so scary in the woods? Because you're in the middle of nowhere.
Mhm.
And that's it feels like this gas station and the little box that she's confined in the middle of nowhere, but that's almost like her safe space as well. And then when she gets locked out of it and she's locked outside with
Vulnerable.
the wolves, so to speak, yeah.
Mhm.
Um, and the fact that the killer looks so what's the word I'm looking for? So nice. So I don't know. You would never suspect that he's the slasher. What's it? Do you remember the killer's name? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, I'm drawing
We could just go with Seaside Strangler. Um,
Hold on.
you've seen Mixed Nuts, right? Like the Christmas
Oh,
movie.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Like, oh, we got the Seaside Strangler. There you go.
Let me see.
Doesn't matter. But anyway, I think that's why it's so effective because you don't. She gets locked outside, and the person who is the killer, you don't realize it's them, and neither does she. And then when you find out, it's like, oh my gosh, I didn't see that coming.
Oh, it's so good. Now,
Mhm.
this takes us to our second segment that we have for, the hair story.
Yeah,
So, for hair
Fabio.
yeah,
Yeah.
Bobby. Yeah, that's what it should be called instead. So, how do you feel like the story uses vanity and
Mm.
obsession to generate horror?
Well, it's he desires it so much to the point where he'll make any sacrifice. He
Mhm.
desires that look of beauty, to look young, to have hair, and he'll do anything to get it. And I think it's sort of, be careful what you wish for,
Yep,
because
I
he
agree.
gets the hair, but there are also parasites, and there's no coming back from that. It's better to be bald.
It's what I think is
What
just
would you
so
say?
I
Yeah.
I I like this. I mean, it doesn't have to necessarily be just like the hair obsession that he has, but I
Mm.
think for any of us, there's always the potential that you can get dead set on something, addicted to something like in
Yeah.
the
Oh, for
previous
sure.
movie yeah, the previous movie we were
Mhm,
talking about Cat's Eye.
mhm.
With this vanity, like just the obsession with probably not having the highest confidence, for him as a character, and
Yeah.
he's constantly searching for means of being able to get the hair that he's always wanted. Um,
Mhm.
I think for some people, maybe they could relate to that, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but
And what's funny, go ahead.
oh, no, no, I was just gonna say, do you think the effects for this and makeup hold up today?
I think so. I mean, I don't I don't know. I think so. Maybe a
Yeah.
little dated, but it's like practical effects. It's not like old CGI from what I remember.
No.
Um, so
It
it looks good
it's
from my recollection.
that's the best part about practical effects is it ages so well. And
Mhm. Mhm.
thankfully, you know, a lot of these movies that we're gonna be talking about, for the most part, I think that those effects hold up. Um,
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
and any other thoughts on this one? Was there anything else that stood out to
Well,
you?
what I love about it is that he wants to look good. Like you described it really well. It's like you really want something and you think once I get this, once I get these veneers or once I get Botox or the
Yeah.
hair, then I'm going to look fantastic. And he gets it. And what's funny is that in my opinion, it's like it doesn't even look that good. Kind of like makes
Poor
me
guy.
think of what's her name? Aunt Gladys in Weapons. Like, oh my God, it's so freakish, but she must think she looks fantastic. And I
Listen,
guess more power to her.
she owns it. That's all that
She
matters.
owns it until the end, right? Until the end. Don't dabble in witchcraft like Aunt Gladys.
Yeah,
And
no, thank you.
don't wish for hair plugs from space.
No. No, not at all. And, Steven
What
mentioned it.
would you say? Yeah,
Oh my god.
go
Listen,
ahead.
I that's a hair transplant I'm not trying to mess around with. Um,
Oh, for sure, yeah.
so Steven said, just to let you guys know, Night of the Reaper was fun. Definitely recommend this new film."
Oh,
Have you
hell
seen it?
yeah. I have, and I interviewed Brandon Christensen, who
Oh,
directed
no
it.
way.
It's fantastic. I
Okay.
love it. I love it. It's so smart. The twists in the final act are unbelievable. If you
Okay.
liked his previous films, Superhost, the
Okay.
Airbnb host from hell, if you like that one.
Ooh.
What else did he do? I'm drawing a blank. Um, oh, I'm drawing a blank. He did other Shutter films. But Night of the Reaper is fantastic. There's this
Okay.
one exploding moment. Something explodes, and I'm not going to tell you what it is,
Yeah.
but oh my god,
You're keeping me on the edge of my
you'll know
seat.
what I'm talking about it when you see it.
Ah,
Yeah,
I'll
I
have
don't
to
know if
check that out. Listen,
movie
I
Odyssey. I'm not sure what his first name is, but
oh, Steven. Yep. Also Steven.
Okay, Steven
Yeah.
as well. Steven, you must know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, he was telling me that he was checking that out tonight. So I'm glad to hear that at least he ended up enjoying that movie.
It's
Um
so good. Yeah.
Now the last segment for this is The Eye. So this one is directed by Toby Hooper.
Mhm.
Um so with The Eye, how does seeing through the killer's perspective affect the audience's fear? Uh, Fear being, you know, what we're experiencing essentially.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a new story, right? It's been done
Oh
many
yeah.
times in film. Yeah, I mean, it's creepy. It's probably my least favorite segment. It's creepy. I mean, I guess the premise is kind of interesting. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I have a whole lot to say about that one.
It's
What are your thoughts?
I like it. Obviously, I like our Mark Hamill, but
Mm.
to see him,
Oh,
I
of
think
course.
I love seeing him in this role because it's very different than I think a lot of the other roles we typically see him in.
Mhm.
Um, it's cool to see him get more involved in horror, you know, with this role, and
That's true. Yes.
I think it's. I mean, I can't imagine like you know you get like a essentially like an eye transplant, and you know you think that this is gonna improve your life, and if anything, it is a complete nightmare, and you're seeing
Hmm.
these terrible things play out and happen, and, um, wasn't there
Oh, and then to attack your wife and not
oh,
be
yeah,
able to stop yourself.
the
Yeah.
loss of control, I think that's the
Mhm.
biggest part about it that's so scary. Um,
Mhm.
Now, how does the story explore the theme of identity through the transplanted eye?
Yeah. Well, it makes you wonder how much is physical, how much is non-physical
Yep.
that makes us who we are, right? So
Mhm.
what if a part of you, like you sort of think of, I mean, not to get like spiritual, right? You
No, no,
think
no.
that the body parts, if you were to pass those on, that a part of you doesn't really go with them, that the next person actually never really thought about this, but the next person would assume ownership of that
Yeah.
kidney or eye or whatever. I don't know, finger.
It's kinda
Um,
creepy to think about. I mean,
yeah, yeah.
because we don't know.
That's true,
Yeah.
right? Right? Think of like the ending of Tucker and Dale versus Evil, and they put a
Yeah.
woman's finger on his hand. He's like, "Huh, that's different."
Yeah, yep. Yeah, and that's the thing is how much of it is it the eye, the transplanted eye, and maybe
Mm.
these are some dark urges that maybe
Oh,
he's had all along. I mean, that was one thought I had upon rewatch.
I love
Um,
that.
and lastly,
Yeah.
how does Body Bags compare tonally to other either Carpenter or Hooper films that they've done?
I'm still thinking about the eye. Um, it's almost like Shocker too. Maybe the spirit of the killer is moving on to
Yeah,
and unlocking part of Mark Hamill's psyche, and maybe he really is a bad guy and didn't know it. I love that.
it's it's
Um,
it's definitely something that kind of leaves you with something to think about.
yeah, okay, you've made me appreciate it a little bit more. Mission accomplished, I suppose. Tonally, I think it feels overall more like a Carpenter
Mhm.
film, um, with a little bit of Hooper in there. I mean, he only did that one segment, so um, I guess that's to be expected. Uh, it's not as light as Cat's Eye. It's not as
No.
lighthearted like gateway horror. This one does go to some darker places. Not too dark. We're not talking like French extreme horror, but a little darker. And is it rated R? I don't even.
For Body
I'm
Bags?
I'm guessing it's or maybe unrated since it was straight. It doesn't say. Um, doesn't matter.
I
Yeah,
think it's
I
R.
don't know. I would guess R too, right? Does it Mark Hamill gouge his eye out?
Yes.
Yeah, not for the kids.
No.
Yeah, it has a Carpenter feel, I guess I would say. What was your
I
take on the tonality of
I
it?
I would agree with you. It definitely and I think it probably has a lot to do with him doing 2
Mm,
segments in this movie.
mm,
But I definitely would put this up there, maybe not hitting quite the heights of some of the more notable works, but I think it
mm.
should be in the conversation for either director.
Oh,
It's a
yeah,
fun
for sure.
anthology.
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
and it's too bad we didn't get the Showtime series because I think we could have gotten some fantastic, segments and even more from Carpenter. Yeah,
Were you ever a fan of Masters of Horror when that was on? Did you ever watch that?
I did not. I
Oh,
don't know. I think I saw a few of the episodes. I
oh,
didn't
they're
watch
so
it all.
good.
When did that come out? That was in the last 10
That
years,
oh my
maybe?
god, I didn't
15
know.
years?
That's been 2005, I believe, was when it was
Oh
on
gosh.
on Showtime, if I remember correctly. Hold on.
I think I saw some of them, but I'd have to,
Yeah,
it's not.
the original run, it was,
Mhm,
from '05 to '07. That was, like, when I was really starting to get into horror a little bit more other than, like,
mhm,
Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the
mm.
13th, Halloween, um, but
Yeah, I'll have to look it up. I don't know.
definitely
I don't
definitely
remember.
recommend it. Okay,
What were some of the big ones, if you remember from it?
so Cigarette Burns is really good. That's actually by Carpenter. Um, oh man, hold on.
I must have watched
I
this.
mean, look at the the list of people that were involved in this. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
you
can
have
see. Yeah,
Don Coscarelli, Stuart Gordon, Toby Hooper, Dario Argento, Mick Garris, Joe
Mick Garris.
Dante,
Oh,
John Lane.
wow. Yeah,
It's
I'm pretty sure I watched these. It's just not coming to mind. Uh,
some of them are so good, I swear.
mm.
But
Is there a physical release of it, like a whole set?
there
Do you know?
I think it's on
DVD,
Blu-ray,
maybe?
DVD and Blu-ray, if I recall correctly. I've seen the sets. I've always wanted to have them in my collection. I remember having the
Mm,
DVDs. I don't think I still have them. I'll have to go back and look,
okay.
but
Okay. Cool.
yeah, definitely recommend checking out. Um,
Yeah, if this wasn't live and it was recorded, I would say, "Let's edit this out, cut," and I'll say, "I love that show. I've seen them all."
we'll have to
Because of
revisit this
my
after.
street cred just
Yeah,
went way down.
no, no, no. I don't. But that's the
I'm
thing. I
kidding.
don't think it was. I mean, if you
I
know,
know of it.
yeah, you
Yeah.
know about it, but if not, I mean, there's
Mhm,
a lot of people that I know within, like, our movie community or, like, the horror community that
mhm,
never got around to watching it, so, yeah,
yeah,
I wouldn't even sweat it, but now growing up, were you
mhm.
big into the Twilight Zone?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Well, I love the Twilight Zone movie. That's fantastic, and now I think older, I appreciate the original shows more, especially with the sci-fi marathon on New Year's Day, which
Oh,
I love. I look forward to that. And what's really cool about what I think is the amazing about the Twilight Zone shows is that even if you've seen them, you can still just rewatch them, and they're just as good as they were the first time. So
there man, I
now,
have
do you like them? Now you're going to say, "Oh, I hate them all."
I no, I love the Twilight Zone. I
Yeah,
love the
okay.
Twilight Zone. You just made me feel very nostalgic when it comes to the marathons that they have, like, around New Year's Eve. I
Oh,
just
yeah.
I yeah, that was like a staple for
Mhm,
me growing up. So, um, I was introduced to that very early on, and in a lot of ways, I would say that was another piece of the puzzle for me getting into horror was through
mhm.
that to some extent. Now, the movie, this is a much different take. We have a lot of
Yeah.
icons in the film industry that tackled this project.
Mhm.
When did you first have a chance to see this film? Was it earlier on for you, or was it maybe a later discovery? Oh, the
No, I
blood
saw
sweat.
this I mean, I saw this when it came out, and it's rated PG. Yeah, look, I only have the DVD. This is one film. I don't know why we don't have a Blu-ray. Why don't we have, like, a steelbook or even a 4K?
That's what I'm
Um,
wondering.
well, it does have a dark story to it as well, that one
Oh,
segment in
it
Vietnam, and
yeah,
so
okay.
maybe that has something to do with it, kinda brush it under the rug, but I saw this when it came out. I love it.
What was okay,
Maybe not right when it came out, but definitely in the '80s.
when that before seeing that film, were you at
Mhm.
least somewhat aware of, like, the tragedy that kinda looms over that film?
No, I had no idea. I was too young.
Okay.
We didn't have the internet, so no one I don't think they promoted it at the time, like, publicized that there were deaths and tragic accidents took place for that one segment, um, which is very unfortunate because it's a fantastic movie, and it might have had more longevity if that was not the case.
I I remember reading
How about
about it.
you?
I
Yeah.
I yeah, it was I don't know if it was before or after I had a chance to see it, but
Mhm.
it's just very unfortunate because obviously, you had oh my gosh, Vic Morrow, the
Mhm.
actor, and then there was 2 children that were child actors that appeared in the Time Out segment directed
Yeah.
by John Landis, and there was
Mhm.
actually a helicopter accident.
Yeah, it crashed,
Oh,
yeah.
it's terrible, right?
Mhm.
Um, and it's hard because I think you have to take that away,
Mhm.
and not let that impact your judgment of this film. You have to kinda I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
that's
hard.
tough.
Yeah, it's kinda tough with this one, but so, The Twilight
Mhm.
Zone, the movie, takes you back to a dimension of fear and imagination where morality twists and reality unravels. Four tales unfold from a man trapped in his own hate to a child with godlike powers to a passenger
Mhm.
facing terror at 20,000 feet. A trip through the cracks of reality where every story ends with a shiver and a cruel twist of fate.
Mm.
Now, do you think that the movie captures the spirit of Rod Serling's original series?
Yeah, I mean, I would say it captures the spirit, but it's a modern twist on it, modern for the time.
Mhm.
But it was more of a they put a spin on it, right? I mean, the whole intro with is it Dan Aykroyd and
It's
yeah, the Midnight Special song. How can you not think of that intro segment when you hear the Midnight Special song?
wanna
Um,
see something really
And of
scary?
course, the line of all lines, yes.
Oh
And
my
he's
gosh.
like, "No, seriously, do you wanna see something really scary? Oh, it's
It
so good."
it okay, I remember it freaked the shit out of me. Not that obviously, like, the
Yeah.
effects aren't, like, all that, but
Yeah,
they've held up for the most part. It's just
right.
it was so well done, and it sets the stage, like, for it being a tone setter for what we're about to get after that point. Um,
Yes.
ah,
Yeah.
so
So
good.
good. Yes, oh my god, we're on the same page. Like,
Yes.
who's the Albert Brooks, right?
Yes.
He's the
Yep.
guy driving, and Dan Aykroyd's the hitchhiker.
Oh,
Um,
man. It's definitely,
so good.
I don't know, there's something about that. Obviously, it's memorable all these years
Mhm.
later. Now, each
Yeah,
segment
because it's like a buddy road trip, right? They're having
yeah.
so much fun, and then punch in the face, and here we go. The movie begins. Go ahead, I cut you off.
You gotta love the Twilight Zone, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Um, now each segment has its own director's fingerprints. Which one of them feels the most Twilight Zone to you?
The one with John Lithgow, because that's a remake of
Yep,
the one we all know,
the
right?
William Shatner one.
What's the William Shatner one? Yeah, the
Yeah.
on the plane. Um, oh my gosh, and whenever you fly, for me, when I fly, and if it's at night or even during the day, if I'm in
Yeah.
that seat looking out over the wing, I always think of that
So,
moment. Yeah.
are you okay, I gotta ask you, are you big on flying, or does it bother
Well,
you at all?
I don't know. I
Okay.
don't know.
You're very
I don't
fortunate
I
because
wouldn't say I love it, but yeah. Why are you
um,
afraid of flying?
I for the longest time, I did not like flying ever since I was a kid. So, I
Okay.
remember even watching the original series, my
Mm,
hands would get clammy during that episode, and I love it, but it taps into a very real, I wouldn't say fear now, but back then it used to like, I don't know, I was very uncomfortable with it, and you kind of like, I slowly had to get over that because obviously it limits you from being able to do anything fun. So
yeah,
got to
yeah,
get
on the
past it.
plane, right? You
Yeah.
gotta get past it. I have a story to tell, and this is
Yeah.
probably gonna scare the life out of you.
Oh god.
I was flying home
Yeah.
from Europe this summer.
Hmm.
We just taken off, and there was this really strange and loud noise, almost like the wheels weren't coming into the plane, right?
Oh
And I was
god.
sitting to I where I was sitting, I was facing the flight attendant, and she could see the other flight attendant on the other side. And so the look on her face scared me, and I saw her look over to the other flight attendant and say, "What was that?" And I was like, "Oh."
Oh, like, oh, thanks a lot.
And then, oh my god, I'm getting, like, chills remembering in the moment, I was like, "This is it." And, then the pilot came on, obviously I'm fine, the pilot came
Yeah.
on and said
Thank
something
God.
like the landing gear wasn't going upright, so we had to extend it again and then put it back in, but rest assured everything's fine. And so then the next 7 hours, I'm like, "But what about when the landing gear has to come back out?"
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Listen, you can find humor in it now, but dude, I'd be like shitting
Oh,
a
yeah.
brick basically.
It was a long 7 hours, let's say.
Oh my god. Where did you go?
I went to, Dublin,
Okay, right on.
Amsterdam, Lon it was Europe,
Yeah,
London. We
yeah.
were flying
Wow.
back from Amsterdam at the time.
Oh my god. I've had so I've had one flight that I remember that was the first time I had ever been on, like, like you have like the more commercial planes, and then every now and
Yeah.
again you get the smaller planes that you're on.
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, so
Oh,
I
like the
think
puddle jumpers. Yeah.
yeah, yep. So
Mm,
we were
mm,
going down, I think it was down to was it Chicago? I think it was down to Chicago, and
mhm.
I hadn't been on, I don't think I've ever been on one of those, if I'm being honest with you. I remember I'm, like, trying to work through this. I'm like, "Man, I gotta get through this fear. I don't like flying. I gotta get through this." We
Yeah.
got on there, and I'm thinking, "Oh, it'll be a quick flight, no problem." We take off, and I was just like, it felt like it was just
Panic.
going,
Yeah.
like, going crazy fast, and it was, like, uh,
Mm.
ascending way quicker than I was used to. I was like, "Dude, I do not like this." There is not enough
Yeah.
Xanax in my bag to help me get through this.
Mhm.
You
Mhm.
know? But, yeah, so
Mm.
that, like, needless to say, that segment is very effective. Um,
Yeah, look at we just talked about flying
oh,
horror stories for 10 minutes. I've been on the really small planes where there's just 1 aisle on each side, and you can see, like, right into the cockpit. Um,
we got
mm.
Jordan joining us from the movie
Yes. Oh,
den.
hey, Jordan. Hey,
What's up,
man.
dude?
Actually, Jordan, joined me to talk with Brandon Christensen about
Oh,
The Night Reaper.
That's awesome. Go check
Yeah,
that
yeah,
out. Go check out Jordan's channel. He's doing great things over there.
absolutely.
Um, oh, thank you so much for coming to hang out with us, man. All right. Well, let's see. So now we've
So where do
got
we go?
okay. Where do we go? Okay, the first segment for
Hmm.
the timeout segment. This is directed by John Landis. How does the
Hmm.
story use prejudice as a source of horror? Because this is, I would say, a different type of horror that we're getting in this.
Right, because the main guy he's very racist, right? And then
Yes.
they sort of put him in the shoes of the people that he does not like, right? To
Yep.
experience from their perspective. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know, and I don't really know what to say to that. It shows him, makes him see things the way he never imagined he could in a very horrific way. Uh,
I
yeah.
think it's an important lesson. You know, I mean, I like to well, I like to think that most of us are very accepting, but I think it's good to have these type of
Mm,
stories. I feel like they're like life
yeah.
anchors, to just being good and doing right by people. And
Mhm.
um, I don't know. I mean, it's like the expression, put yourself in someone else's shoes, literally, right?
Yes. Yep.
Um, I
Mm,
love this just because it's, I don't know, it's a tough lesson learned, right?
mhm.
Now, how do you feel like this segment holds up today, given its heavy themes and, you know, obviously tragic behind the scenes history?
Mhm. Well, it's a little dated. Doesn't he go back to Vietnam War?
Yeah.
Isn't that right? I haven't watched it.
He goes
Immediate,
to World
or is
War
it the
II.
he goes to all the wars, right?
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You're right.
Mm.
Vietnam. He goes to the rural South, where they
Yeah,
have a
he
certain.
jumps around.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think some of those were probably closer to the psyche of everyone in the 80s. Maybe not as much now.
Hmm.
Um, but I think like you said, it's a universal story of I don't know, the biases, is how you say it? I'm trying to think of
Yeah.
my corporate training of recognize any bias you might have that you don't even realize you have. Um, but it's sort of coming to terms with that and trying to view other people's perspectives and have a more holistic opinion of it, I guess. I don't know. I don't
I would.
really know what I'm saying.
Yeah, no. It's definitely. I mean, it's a tough subject to cover, but I think
Mhm.
there's no better way to tackle it than in
Yeah.
the Twilight Zone. I mean, that's like the basis to a lot of those episodes, was tackling these major social issues and
Yeah, for
providing
sure.
a lot of social commentary.
Mhm.
Now we have the second segment, Kick the Can, directed by Steven Spielberg. Does do you feel like Steven Spielberg's nostalgic tone compares to the darker edges of the original show for you?
Mm, I don't know. That whole the Ollie Ollie oxen free. I always think of that with the kick the can and everything. Um, it feels like more like a Steven Spielberg segment than like a Twilight Zone segment. It's he's kind of like all over it. I mean, not that's not a bad thing. Um, it's just more like a charming, sort of heartfelt segment, right? They get to relive their youth, and then ultimately, when they come back to the ages that they are, it's like they hold on to their youth a little bit more than they did before. Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't
What's your
know.
take on it?
I agree with you. I
Mhm.
would not say this is one of my favorite segments out of the bunch.
Mhm.
If I'm being honest with you, I love Steven Spielberg.
For sure. I was trying to be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And it feels very lighthearted, kind of, I don't know. I get the message that it's trying to get across, but it
Mhm.
just, I don't know. It feels a little disjointed with the rest of them.
Mhm.
Maybe it's meant to give us a break in between, something so heavy for the first segment and what we end up diving into for the last couple segments.
Yeah.
So now, could this concept have been worked as like a better as a dark reimagining?
I think so. I also feel like this one drags a bit more than the other segments. I feel
I would
like they
agree.
could have condensed it. The intro material takes too long to get to them becoming children, and I don't think we needed that much setup for
No,
the point of
I
the
agree.
story.
I
Um,
agree.
so that,
Uh,
I think that's why people maybe don't. I don't know. I'd love to watch it when I'm 80. Knock on wood that I will make it to 80.
oh, come on now,
Because
man.
I wonder
Oh,
what my perspective would be. You know what I
well,
mean? Because it's
yeah.
interesting. You watch a slasher when you were 10, and then you watch it again when you're 40. You can relate more to the parents of the teenagers,
Oh
when
god.
they like those damn kids.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's that's funny you say that, but yes, I agree. I mean, in your tastes are always changing when it comes to movies anyways,
True. Yeah.
you know?
Mhm.
Um, Now for the first segment for Timeout, that's actually a partial reworking of the episode back there, and then for Kick the
Okay.
Can, this is a remake of that same said episode. So, now
Is each one a remake?
yes. So for these
Yeah,
ones,
you're right.
the
Yeah.
first one's the only one that kinda deviates a little bit as far as how it's approached.
Mhm,
Um, Now for the 3rd one, It's a Good Life, so that's another
mhm,
remake, and that's directed by Joe
mhm.
Dante. So how does this story compare
Oh.
to the '61 original? Do you feel like this one hits harder?
Oh, for sure. That's the one with the little kid who can
Mhm.
wish anything, right? I almost said the F word. That damn rabbit that comes out of the
Yeah.
hat. Oh my god. And Ethel, they take her mouth away.
Yeah.
Do you know how many hours I spent thinking about that? I'm like, how is she
Yeah.
going to eat? I mean, okay, maybe she can't talk anymore, but there's so many other things now she can't do
She can't
without having a
touch.
mouth. And was her name Ethel? I think it was.
Ye let's see, I believe you're
It doesn't
right.
matter. But that rabbit, man,
Oh, you're right,
one
yep.
thing that's so effective in that segment is the look of absolute fear on the family's faces. Like
Yeah,
the
yes.
dad, that is what sticks with you. And there's that scary ass rabbit. That's what stays with you. Like who's the dad? I forget his actor. I forget his name. But the
Um,
look on his face.
oh, man, William
Yeah, I mean, if you don't know
Shallard?
it, maybe he was in a lot of like '80s films. Um, But that's what stays with you, right? The fear that they all had from this little kid.
Okay, the one thing that I remember with this segment is that you are seeing more of what the kid's capable of in
Mhm.
this versus
The
the
new one.
original. Yeah, because
Yeah.
obviously it's much different time, and I don't know, yes, the rabbit's definitely memorable, but I don't know if I
Mm.
prefer seeing it as much as I like imagining it because in the original
Yeah.
TV series, I almost like the idea of just, like, something terrible happened, but you're
Mhm.
like, it's kinda left up to your imagination to really think about how horrific it probably
Oh, yeah.
is, you know?
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, Now does a kid come off as sympathetic, terrifying, or both?
Sympathetic. Oh my god, that little twerp. Uh, I don't know. I would say terrifying because he's a sociopath, a
Yeah,
narcissist, and what's makes it even more frightening, I mean, a lot of kids are maybe not sociopaths. A lot of kids are narcissists because they don't know yet. They haven't
yeah.
learned to be they haven't really learned yet that they're not the center of the universe. Although if you keep giving them trophies and medals. I'm digressing
Their
here. Oh my
viewpoint
gosh, I'm
their
going
viewpoint is a
off
little
the rails.
skewed.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so terrifying, yeah. Sympathetic, I don't know. They enable him. They enable his behavior, but they can't punish him, and that's what's frightening.
Well, it's a child with godlike powers, like, the idea of that is just
Yeah,
terrifying,
yeah.
like, you step out of line, and I remember that they
Mm,
can turn you into a jack in the box, like,
mhm.
the quality of life won't be there,
Yes, or
you
take your
know?
mouth away.
Yep. Oh,
Mhm.
now
Is it peanut butter on hamburgers or something?
I think so. Oh.
That always fascinated me too. Have you ever tried a peanut butter and jelly hamburger, like cheeseburger?
I don't know if I'm quite brave enough to tackle
I
that.
did, and it's
What's the
actually pretty good because the
really?
jam, the jelly, like, melts
Okay.
around the burger.
Wow.
Um, there's a
Where
place
did
near
you
me
where'd you oh, I was gonna ask, where'd you have
there's a
it?
place, in Beverly, Massachusetts, it's called A&B Burgers. Ironically, like my YouTube channel.
Are you a silent partner?
Oh my gosh, no, I wish, but there is a PBJ hamburger that you can order.
Wow, that's
Mm.
incredible.
So this
Um,
little kid, we owe it to him.
yeah, we have a lot to thank him for, I guess, and for not turning us into Jack in the Boxes, I guess.
And or Ethel.
Now we have Nightmare at 20,000 feet, which I would argue is it
Yeah.
one of the most, I don't want to say like beloved, but one of the more
Mm,
notable ones from the original series.
I think so.
I think it's up there.
Yeah, no, definitely. But you just made me think about something. If we didn't have the remake with John Lithgow, because he makes it, my
Mhm.
God, he literally comes undone and is
Oh
so
yeah,
believable
it's like
that he's
Unhinged.
unhinged. Oh my God, his eye, everything, his eyes, everything. If we didn't have the remake, I wonder if the original would hit home as much, right? Because how can you watch the original without thinking of John Lithgow in the film?
Yeah, I that's a
You know
good
what I
yeah,
mean?
that's
Yeah.
true. And this segment's actually directed by George Miller, which is crazy, but how do you
Oh.
think George Miller's high energy direction reinvents one of the Twilight Zone's most iconic stories?
Well, the monster, my God, the monster effects on the wing, like the hair, everything about that freaking creature. Oh my gosh. I'm sure I had nightmares about it. I bet you did too back in the day.
Oh, it was
Um,
even even the original, I mean, I don't know
like
if
the
it's
little Oompa Loompa guy
yeah,
or
but
the
the
Ewok guy. Go ahead.
yeah,
It's more like an
it's
Ewok.
I don't know if that the original one works quite as well as the one that they were obviously able to put together for this.
No.
Um,
Mm.
the one for the movie is legitimately scary.
Yeah, because it looks like they're up in the sky. The original, you can tell they're not up in the sky. But this one, they have the wind, the rain, the way everything's moving, and the monsters are clawing at the engine. It's just fantastic.
Oh man, that's a different type of gremlin, that's for sure.
Different type of gremlin, yes. See, we need a 4K edition of the Twilight Zone
We
movie.
do.
Um,
Someone make it
but
happen,
for now,
please.
just a DVD.
We're manifesting it here on this episode.
Yeah.
Now, how do you think John Lithgow's unhinged performance, like we were talking about earlier,
Mhm.
differs from William Shatner's in the original?
Mm, well, that's interesting. Who do you think is the better actor? And you don't have to answer that. Well, I would probably say John Lithgow. Uh, yeah, I don't know. It's also I think it goes back to the modern spin on it because by the 80s, actors were expected eh, to do better, I guess,
Yeah, that's a good way to put
than
it.
the 60s. The standards were higher, let's say, in the 80s than they were. And plus, The Twilight Zone was a TV show, so
Yeah,
it's a different, like an episode, something that's episodic. You have lower standards than like something you're going to go to the cinema and see.
yeah.
I mean, that's what I would say. But John Lithgow is just unbelievable.
Oh, he's so good.
Mhm.
And what do you think makes the gremlin design so unnerving? The look, the movement, or the mystery surrounding the creature?
That whatever those hair things on that thing, that's it. That scared the hell out of me. I don't know why. Those, like, pointy hair things. I don't wanna say them. They're
They're
kinda
not
like alien locks.
yeah, man, talk about an
Mm.
upgrade from the original. You
Yeah,
know?
like the little
That's
furry monkey.
yeah, that's oh my gosh, that is a big difference.
Oh, and it'd be funny if we could flash on the screen, like, the original, the
Oh,
creature from A you got Alien or a gremlin.
yeah, there and listen, even watching the original, I can still appreciate it, but there's something about seeing a creature design that
Mm,
is that terrifying in the movie that works. I think on a
Mhm.
lot more levels. Like, I would legit be scared to shit if I saw that on the wing of a plane,
Yes,
you
yes.
know?
And you know what's funny? It goes back to what we were saying with Cat's Eye and Drew Barrymore. No one believes John Lithgow, and that's what's more frustrating and even more scary and makes you think, is he really seeing this? And then,
Mhm.
of course, in the end, you do see the
Well,
aftermath.
that was one thing that I remember when I was watching the
Mm,
movie, like, going back and rewatching it, and the
mhm.
idea of he's obviously had a lot of mental health problems prior to this.
Yes,
He's working through this, trying to get on the plane,
yes.
and I think that there's something about that that's so relatable, especially for someone like myself, where maybe hopefully never getting to that point, but
Mm,
the idea of being trapped on a plane and, having, like, some sort of, like, panic attack or something like that on a plane would be very terrifying, right? You're in the
mhm,
confines of this plane for X amount of hours, and there's nothing
mhm.
you can do, right?
And you have this annoying little girl that won't sit down,
Yeah. Yeah,
keeps talking to you.
it's very real, very real. So,
She
there
was
was
charming, though. Go ahead.
there's something very relatable about that.
Mm,
Now, this next film we're gonna talk about is, I would say, the complete opposite. This definitely goes in some dark places, and that is none other than 2012's horror anthology VHS.
mm.
So, Aaron, what are your
Yeah.
memories from this movie?
Uh, let's see. I do have a copy of it here. You know where I put it? Oh, here it is. I just have the Blu-ray.
Oh, hell yeah. Hold on.
T- So good, right?
Fantastic.
Yeah, I loved this one immediately when I first saw it. I was like, they've created a new modern horror anthology that I didn't know we needed. Um, and it keeps going. VHS Halloween, I saw it just this week, and I think it's fantastic.
Now, did you keep up with them as time went on? Because the ones I distinctly
Did
remember are the first two. I know we
the
were
first
talking.
two are yeah, they're incredible. I have kept up with them except for Viral. I was telling you this, I think yesterday. I own it, but I still haven't watched it. But I've heard it's the worst one, so I just haven't taken the time to see it. Um, but I bought a copy to complete the whole collection, so now I
Of
have
course,
except for Halloween, I now own them all.
physical
Mm.
media collector problems, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, the problem is real. And then a new edition comes out. You're like, oh my god,
Yeah.
why are you doing this to me?
Why I'm surprised we haven't gotten some boutique label pick this up somehow, at least for the first couple, you would
Yeah, I
think.
don't know. Yeah, they're all owned by Shutter now, right?
Oh, okay.
I don't think this was a Shutter film originally. I don't know if Shutter was even out in 2012, was it?
Uh, it
I'm not sure.
that's a great question. Um,
I don't think so because Shutter just had their 10-year anniversary last year. So I think they started in 2014.
well, for those of you guys who haven't had a chance to check this movie out, this is where it all started, and a
Mhm.
group of criminals breaks into a derelict home only to find it filled with old VHS tapes, and each one holds a nightmare that leaps off the screen. From found footage terror to twisted urban legends, VHS delivers a series of shorts where the horrors are raw, chaotic, and relentless. Every tape is a descent into dread, proving that some footage is better left unwatched. Um, Now, what did you think about the story that kind of is interwoven? Obviously you have the group of
Yeah,
home
those
invaders.
guys. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very weird. Like, I remember first watch,
Mm.
I'm like trying to figure out what the fuck is even going on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, because don't they accost a woman in like a parking lot? And when
Yep.
it starts out, you're kind of like, well, these aren't very likable individuals. Um,
No, not at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. So, but it's also intriguing because they're hired to go into this house to steal a VHS tape, and then they end up watching what's on some of the tapes. So I think as like a framing and interwoven story, it works well because you're kind of right there with them, even though they're not likable characters. You're with them,
Mhm.
you know what's happening, and from my perspective, I was intrigued enough to stay with it to find out at the very end what, what the hell's going to happen to these guys.
Now, what I thought was really interesting is this was
Hmm.
early on for Adam Wingard. So
Yeah.
right around this time, he was, I would say, picking up momentum outside of Your Next, and The Guest came
Hmm.
out a few years later.
Hmm.
Um, so this one was interesting because it's definitely like once they get in the house, um, they find the corpse of an old man sitting in front of
Hmm.
several TV broadcasts, and it's just playing white noise. So while like the group of friends roam the house, uh Brad, one of the characters out of this gang, stays with the old man's corpse to watch a tape left in the VCR.
Hmm.
It's already the framework for something that just feels like we shouldn't be watching this, almost like a snuff film.
Yeah.
And that's what works so well, is that I didn't feel like, maybe in the second one, because I just recently watched that, I don't
Hmm.
know if it's like that for some of the others, but these two just you feel kind of dirty, like you're not supposed to be watching this stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, you're right
Um,
there with them. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that.
Now, which segment out of VHS felt the most terrifying and why?
Mm. Oh, I love Amateur Night. The what is it? I like you. She
Yeah,
keeps saying, "Oh, that's so good." Like the guys are just kind of out to have a good time, and then, oh boy, that goes
that's
downhill fast.
that's what you get for trying to get it in one night.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh, be careful who you bring home.
Yeah, exactly. It's interesting because it definitely takes a twist towards
Mhm.
the end of the segment. Now for
Yeah.
amateur night, how do you think the shaky camera and POV perspective make the horror more intimate in this one?
Well, because it's made to make you feel like you're there.
Mhm.
You're experiencing it just like they are. Um, it doesn't have that polished feel, so it feels raw, authentic, and happening in real time.
Yeah.
And it's just it's just frightening. Um, and again, it goes back to, you could sort of see yourself in any of at a certain point in your life, you could see yourself in this situation. Um, maybe I'll leave it at that. I
Yeah.
won't say
Yeah,
more
no,
about that.
it takes like I feel like the trope that
Mhm.
you've seen time and time again in movies where, you have like a one night hookup basically, and it
Yeah,
just
yeah.
just takes it to like the the deep end of the pool, the darkest, possibilities of what could potentially happen. Um
Yes. 'Cause I
Now,
didn't these guys aren't, like, horrible guys. I mean,
no, they're just looking for a
one
good
of them
time.
maybe, but they just wanna, yeah, totally.
What moment created the most tension for you?
Well, I mean, the ending, right? But, I think it's so creepy when she's
Yeah.
keeps saying, "I like you," and her eyes. I don't know what they did to make her eyes, like, so big and alien-like, and then ultimately we find out what she is. Yeah, I guess the point of no return moment is the scariest.
Yeah. If it felt like a little bit of like a hint of Jeepers Creepers, kind of
Mm.
with like the concept, for
Yeah,
that
yeah.
character.
Yep.
And that one was directed by David Bruckner, who
Mhm.
he's directed The Ritual, The Night House. So again, this was kind of a starting point
Yeah.
for some of these actors, maybe some more than others. Um,
And they
Now,
made a film, called Siren, I think, which, I don't know if I saw it, but they did do a spin-off film
oh,
based
no
on
way.
that character, yeah.
Huh. Okay. Wow,
Yeah,
that's fascinating. I did not
yeah.
know that, to be honest.
No one talks about it. I don't know if it's any good, but yeah, Siren or Sirens. I think it's Siren.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah.
Now, the second segment is Second Honeymoon.
Mhm.
What were your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, it's there are creepy elements to it. It goes back to what we were saying, when you're sleeping is when you're most vulnerable,
Mhm.
because there's a hell of a lot of that in this. And then it kind of has a punchline ending, like, oh, this is what it is all along, and Thelma and Louise drive
Yeah.
off together. I don't know. It's
All
okay. I wouldn't say I love it, but it's okay. It's effective.
directed by none other than Ty West,
Yeah, okay. Well,
which is
now I take
which
it
is
back. It's
yeah.
fantastic.
Dude, you don't have to force anything, trust me. Um, I don't think that this one, like, it's
Yeah.
I get what you're saying. It's a fun segment. It's definitely more
Mhm.
like I think this is more in the realm of psychological suspense compared to maybe like the first one, a little bit more graphic, gory, visceral.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is just like, okay, well, I mean, you've heard I'm sure you've
Mhm.
listened to true crime podcasts. It doesn't feel too far
Right.
out of that, you
Oh, for
know,
sure.
that
Yeah.
category.
And if you have a girlfriend, fine. You don't have to kill your husband. Just leave him and go with your girlfriend, right?
Aaron, that would make too much sense.
Well, then, yeah, that would
um,
be a really boring VHS segment.
now is
Dan, I'm
this
leaving you for Samantha.
is this segment scarier because of the intimate setting for it though?
Well, yeah, because they're on like a it's supposed to be a second honeymoon, right? They're
Mhm.
trying to rekindle their love, and you really feel bad for the guy. I don't
Yeah,
know. They were just messing with him, right?
yeah, it's
Mm,
messed up.
messed up for sure. Not good people.
No, not at all. I don't mind this one. I wouldn't say it's my favorite, and
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
fine.
have any Ty West bias with that one. So, um,
I didn't know he directed it. If you had told me that first, I wonder if I would have spun it differently. But we'll never know. We'll never know.
well, that takes us to Tuesday the 17th. So,
The
what do you think?
digitized monster. The
Yeah,
glitch.
it's kind of strange. It's a strange
Mm,
concept. And this segment is directed by Glenn McQuaid. What'd you think
mhm.
about this one?
The glitch monster. I don't know. It's kind of fun. It's just kind of weird to watch, right? There's this glitchy thing in the woods coming after them. But they did a nice job of creating sort of like this villain or monster that they can't escape from, and there's nothing they can do about it.
You know what it
Um,
reminded me of? I don't know if you remember from back in like the Pokemon days from the original, but the missing no, like where it was
yeah,
like the glitch. It's
made you
it,
think of that.
I don't know. Like, God only knows. I just remember like I was rewatching this before we did this episode. I was like, it's just such a
Mm,
strange concept. But do you think it was the fact that they were trying to do like the quote unquote killer in the woods trope, um, but trying to put like more of a fresh spin on it?
yeah, yeah, I guess it seems kind of forced. Oh,
Hmm.
can't really put my finger on it. It's kind of a weak one for me, I would say. Um,
Do you feel like the POV filming makes you feel like you're inside the chase, or did at any point maybe like increase like tension, or did it just feel kind of chaotic?
it certainly has a chaotic feel. There were some cool like glitch moments when it's the monster, I don't even know how to describe it, was walking toward the camera. I thought that was effective, and yeah, I don't know. It's a fun segment. It doesn't go on too long, from what I
No,
remember.
doesn't overstay
And
its welcome.
who's in that? I think I may have interviewed one of the people in that segment. I can't remember. Is the guy from Poltergeist in that? Steve? Yeah, Shannon. It doesn't matter. We can move on.
Jason Shannon.
Yeah, is he in that?
He's in Poultrygeist.
Right.
Is
Never
that
mind.
was that what you're
Doesn't
referring
matter.
to?
Well, I know he's in Poltergeist, but I feel like he might be in that segment. One of the
Yes.
kids in the
Yep.
woods,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
it's okay. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I
It
did
was
I did chat with him a couple years ago.
so cool. And then obviously, like with the killer's erratic behavior being so unpredictable, do you feel like that uncertainty adds to like the fear that us as a viewer is experiencing?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I haven't really given it. That's so deep. I don't know if this segment
Aaron, I don't
deserves
know if
the
this what this
depth of
segment
this one.
I don't know if
I,
this
I
this left a lasting impression on you or not.
No, no, not a whole lot. The
Oh,
glitch monster. The best
okay.
thing about it is it's fun to say glitch monster.
I think that the next one is
But wait,
significantly
but
b
what did you think about it
um,
before we move
well,
on? What
okay,
are your
the
do you like
setting,
it?
it's
Yeah.
not bad. I wouldn't say that
Mhm.
it's not the I would say it's probably on par with the second honeymoon. Like, they're
Yeah,
fine.
I would
They're
say that
fine.
too.
Yeah.
They're okay. Yeah.
The first one, it's hard to top that, and then the next
Mm,
one that we're gonna talk about, the sick thing that happened to Emily when she was younger, I like this one, and I like
mm.
the
I
last
like
one
this
as
too.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, for this one, how do you think, like, the subtle body horror focused tension compares to the more, I would say, like, the overt scares that we get with the other segments?
Oh, this one is more in the body horror realm, right?
Mhm.
And it's just so matter of fact, like, "Oh, look, I got this bump," or, "Oh, I'm
Could
getting
happen to any
chills
of us.
thinking about it." Yeah, yeah, I mean, I guess be careful who you meet online. Um
This is a lot of cautionary tales with this.
A lot of cautionary tales, yes. Be careful who you date. There just might be aliens.
Oh god.
Yeah, no, I love this one. It's darker tone, but it's kind of a fun ending too. You didn't see the aliens coming, right?
No, not at all, and this one is
Mm,
actually directed by Joe Swanberg.
mhm.
Um, he I mean, he's been
What did he
involved.
do? Yeah,
Oh, man, okay, hold on, because I know he's been in a number.
right. Well,
Let
it's a
me
good, like we're saying, be careful who you meet online. It's a good example of they just might use you as an alien incubator and they're not looking for love.
He was in Your Next, that's where I remember him from.
Oh, yeah,
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 yeah.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes. It is so creepy, it's a very
it's
strange
weird.
concept, like, very,
Mm,
like, invasive would be the best way to put it,
yeah.
and
Yes.
she is just being made out to feel like she's going kind of, like, crazy, right?
Mhm.
Ah, it's
Yeah, and but he's
fucking
so, like,
good.
and he's so nice to her,
Of
right?
course.
And, like, giving her advice, like, well, then toward the end, he's like, "Well, don't do that, don't do that." But yeah, yeah, I don't know, I love the idea, I think it's executed really well. I have fun with that one.
It's yeah, it almost feels like, I was kinda going back and I was just like, reading the synopsis, but it almost, like, implies
Mhm.
that she like, schizophrenic behavior,
Oh, yeah,
and,
for sure.
he's, like, trying to talk her through some of these symptoms that she's experiencing, and little do you know that he's, like, very aware of what's going on, and then
Oh, yeah.
spoilers, like, at the end, it's like he just moves on to the next one.
Yeah, and very manipulative, you realize
Yeah.
the guise of, like, kindness and "Let me help you," it was all self-motivated,
Oh
right?
god. Yeah,
Mm, mm,
creepy, very creepy.
yes.
And how would you say the intimacy, so we're, a lot of it takes place at us as a viewer seeing Emily within her home, in her
Mm,
personal space. Does that make
mhm.
the terror feel more intimate because we're seeing her in what should feel like a safe space?
Yeah, it's like an invasion in a
Mhm.
way, right? Again, it goes back to the safe space, right? She thinks she's in a safe space, and yet there's an invasion happening,
Even with the person that she's talking
literally,
to
with
too.
the person she's talking to. Yeah, he's invading her home through the Zoom and through the aliens that he implanted in her. Spoiler,
Crazy.
there you go. That's it.
Crazy, that's it. Alright, and then well, I feel like that this one is timed really appropriately. We got the last segment, October 31st, 1998, which
I love it.
I loved. I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for anything, like, kinda cult-esque in horror movies. There's something about it that is just so chilling,
Mhm,
and this takes place on Halloween night in 1998. Four
mhm,
friends, head out to a Halloween party. They travel to an incorrect address, and then they actually end up arriving at what appears to be an abandoned house, um,
mhm,
and it kinda goes off the rails from that
mhm.
point forward. This I don't know, it's tough. I go back and forth on if I like this or the Amateur Night. the best. I think I lean a little bit more towards this one.
Oh yeah, I think I would pick this one too if I had to choose. It's so good. The haunted house effects, like when the
Mhm.
hands
Yeah.
start coming through the
Yep.
walls, and oh my god, these guys are so dumb. They're like, oh, look at the special effects. Like,
Yeah.
oh, how'd they do that? It's like, get the fuck out of the house. Why are
Yeah.
you still in the house? Um, but then we wouldn't have the segment. It's so good. The climax is fantastic. They wrap it up perfectly, and I'm glad they didn't go with the original ending, that alternate ending that exists, and they ended it the way that they did.
It was in the car stores were unlocked and the friends escape before
Yep.
there's a train coming.
Yeah, kind of a tongue
Oh,
in cheek sort
yeah.
of
Yeah,
thing.
no. I
Is
no.
that is that I don't know if they have it on here as special features.
I just was reading it real quickly. I'm glad they went with what they decided to go with because,
Oh, it's frightening. And
terrifying.
again, they were just trying to help out this young woman who was being tortured by this cult, and little did they know.
It's a cautionary tale on a lot of levels. I'm not helping anyone out.
No,
Um,
yes. Cut your browser, cut your internet connection,
y
don't talk to anyone.
nope.
Just don't get out of bed, basically.
I'm staying at
That's what these
home.
movies are telling us.
Yep. Can't do anything fun, I swear.
And yes, in fact, we should end this call right now. I do
Now,
have this little scroll thing. I'm just kidding.
I was gonna mention to you which elements make it feel like a true found footage nightmare.
Mm, gosh, I mean, the effective use of the shaky cam, I guess. I know that bugs some people. I personally don't mind it. I think it's I mean, if it's done well and not just done for the sake of having a shaky cam,
Yeah.
I think if there's a purpose to it and it works, I think the grittiness of it and the authentic feel. I mean, there are times when you kind of see through the veil a little bit, but I guess you get that with any sort of found footage horror. Um, but I thought it was a really smart take on a horror anthology, but from a found footage perspective, and I think that's what stands out with the VHS films.
This is a high point. I
Mhm.
feel like if I'm going back and I'm remembering something from this movie, I definitely feel like that's up there. And then which moment
Yeah.
created the most intense anxiety for you? The haunted house, the masked figure, or the supernatural twist at the end?
Mm, I would say being trapped in the car. That well, yeah, that's the twist. I would say that, yeah. Imagine being trapped in a car and there's a train coming in.
No, thanks. I don't want to find
Mm,
out.
mhm, mhm.
um,
When I was at college, there was a girl who was out drinking and got hit by a train or dragged by a train. Um, I don't remember her name or anything, but I know then she was away for a little bit healing. Um,
oh, she survived?
this is she survived. She was dragged like 50 feet or something. It wasn't like a
Oh, that's what I
this
was thinking.
this really happened. No, so
I was like, Aaron, you were so casual
she was
about that.
she was hit but dragged, but then I feel like we don't have trains like we used to, like train sirens. I mean, I guess we have commuter rails. Anyway, she came back to school the next semester and ended up leaving because the train horn that you could hear periodically was too traumatic. Is that horrific?
I can imagine. I
Horrific.
think I would be too. I don't think you would come back from that the same.
And she didn't. And she came back and then she went somewhere
How
else.
did that
And
so wait, how did exactly it happen?
she was out drinking and they were walking home. And the train got her, hit her, maybe she was too close to it, grabbed her and dragged her like 50 feet. And she was definitely injured because she was out for a while. Um,
Oh my
I
god,
don't even know. I couldn't even tell you her name. It was so long ago.
that poor girl.
So
Well,
if
what
you're out there and you're watching, I hope you're doing better and you've gotten over. Oh my God, how do I say this with a straight face? You've gotten over the train whistle.
well,
I hope you can sleep in it.
oh my god, that's brutal.
It
Well,
is brutal. I
speaking of
hope no
trauma
one's watching at this
yeah.
point because now I'm like the worst person ever.
Oh man,
Again, can you
listen,
edit this out?
yeah, it's after dark, man, anything goes.
That's true.
Um,
My parents
Now,
are in bed.
so speaking of traumatic, we are gonna dial it up with All Hallows Eve.
Mm,
How much more traumatic does it get than Art the Clown's first appearance?
yeah. Well, before we even knew, I think the only way to get All
Let's
Hallows Eve is with this double pack,
There we
right?
go.
I don't know if you have a copy of it. I'm not even sure what Mischief Night is, but there you go. Well, you do it like this. Look at All
Whoops.
Hallows Eve. No, I'm holding it so you can only see All Hallows Eve. Like, there you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know. It was before we knew Art the Clown, before it was our first introduction. It's a little off kilter, I guess I would say. I mean, he was off kilter. My God, over the train with. Oh, there you go. It wasn't me. I wasn't hit by the train.
J Jordan's
But
never gonna let you live that down.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Gosh, is it as polished as the future films? No, but it's also kind of charming, and you can kind of see how they knew they were onto something with Art the Clown. I know it was based on short films. It's coming back to me, and they used those
Yep.
short films and pieced the anthology together, right? And then added a new story where Art the Clown kind of appears. What is it? Is like a painting at the end.
Oh, yep.
It's like I'm getting ahead of myself. Anyway, that's what I would say. I don't even know what I said, but that's it.
Um, I believe it and going back to your question earlier, I believe it comes
Mm,
in the box set, that Art Attack box set from Umbrella, so that comes in, I believe it's the first film that's included in with it, pretty sure.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so, um, I agree with you, though. It feels very Grindhouse-esque.
Hmm.
Same with the first one,
Hmm.
it's very raw, it's unpolished. I don't feel like Damien Leone knew at this point where the direction of
Mm,
this was gonna go, and
yeah.
it feels very evident with this one, but it's not to take anything away from it. I think it's a fun
Mm,
watch. It's very creepy. The
hmm.
idea of the kid gets it when he's out trick or treating, and someone just slides in a VHS tape.
Yeah, and they come home and the babysitter finds it.
She
Let's play it.
yeah, she basically gets, like, outnumbered
Mhm.
and has to
Right.
cave, I guess? Yeah, anyways,
Yes, because they
s
watched the first part and then she's like, "We've had enough of that," right? And then puts him to bed, I think, because the
it
train station one is first, right?
yeah, so so just so you guys know, on
Yeah.
Halloween night, a mysterious VHS tape surfaces, kind of what we're referring to, and anyone who watch it is dragged
Mhm,
into a night of terror. So All Hallows Eve follows a series of chilling shorts connected by the sinister presence of Art the Clown, whose
mhm,
sadistic games turn every story into a nightmare. From haunted houses to supernatural pranks, each segment escalates the fear, proving that some horrors are best left unseen. And I was rewatching this for the first time in quite a while. There's something about the kind of the interwoven story when they're watching it, but
mhm,
they definitely captured that vibe of, like, what it used to be like when someone was coming over to babysit. Like, I don't know if
mhm.
you have, like, those nostalgic memories of that, but I will say, like,
Yeah.
that part, I was like, "Oh, man," I remember
Oh,
what that was
yeah, for
like.
sure. Oh, it was so
Yeah.
much fun, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like having a substitute. You walk into class one
Yeah.
day and the sub teacher is like,
You
"Hell
you
yeah."
can you can get away with a lot more,
It's gonna be
parents are
one of those
gone.
days.
Yeah, oh,
Yes.
man. I just
Yeah.
remember, like, I was able to watch some movies that probably shouldn't have been at that point. Maybe that's, the
Mhm.
reason I am why I am, but, um, what'd you think of this one?
Yeah.
Did you find out about this around the time it came out, or was it when
Oh
Terrifier was
gosh, I'm
kinda
not
picking up?
sure. Yeah, I'm not really sure what order I saw them in. That's a good question. I've certainly seen them all. I think this one feels more experimental. Like
Mhm.
they didn't really know the gold mine that they had discovered with
No,
Art
not
the
at all.
Clown. And I think the fan following and the response they got from All Hallows Eve is what led them to make the films that we have now, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. I've heard they're only doing one more, but I just can't imagine that they would stop. I mean, we're supposed to get Michael Myers again. He went through a meat grinder, whatever they ground him up in, and even that won't stop Michael
You can
Myers,
find them at the
right?
grocery store now.
Yeah, there's going to be like a molecular reassembly.
Yeah.
It's
Listen,
coming.
I'm not ruling anything out. If we can get Jason in space, anything's possible.
True,
Um,
true. We should get
now
them in space together,
oh
Michael
my god,
and Jason.
that'd be incredible. Do you
Imagine
think
the dialogue between those two.
I don't know if there'd be a lot of words exchanged.
No, they don't
A lot
speak.
of
That's what I
lot of
mean.
lot of heavy breathing.
Imagine that staring contest. Go
God.
ahead.
Well, listen, do you think that the eerie static filled footage makes you feel
Mm,
uneasy? Kind of what we were talking about. We're
yeah.
in a lot of ways, I think we're almost in the viewer, us as the viewer,
Mhm.
seeing things as either the babysitter is seeing this, but do you feel like that footage makes you feel uneasy before any of the story actually begins?
Yeah, I think so. There's sort of, I mean, the tapes are creepy, right?
Mhm.
Um, they're unhinged. They're not really cohesive, but you're kind of okay with that. Like
Yeah.
from, I mean, at least for me, I'm sort of I'm forgiving when it comes to that. I don't expect like a in-depth plot. Um, anyway, I was looking at the comments. I don't expect a deep plot with these stories. I do like the ending though with Art the Clown finding the kids. It was very it was very much what is it? When a stranger calls, like, have you checked the children lately? I thought that was a
Oof.
nice way. A
And
little, yeah. Mm,
yeah, like, okay, so for the first short that we see, how does Art the Clown's silent, unpredictable presence escalate fear in this segment? I mean, that's really the first time we're seeing him.
mhm,
He's not, if you're watching
yeah.
this on its own, it's not David Howard Thornton for this go
It
around.
was the other guy.
Yep. So
Wonder if he has any regrets.
Mike Gianelli.
Yeah, I think I have his
So
autograph.
oh,
Never mind. No.
you
I
have
do like
his?
a biweekly subscription, so they send me autographs.
Okay.
It's only like 20 bucks or something, but I think they
What?
sent me his.
Oh, that's cool. Oh,
It's through Zobi Productions, if you're familiar with them. You can sign up for like yeah, it's like 20, 25 bucks. They send me an autograph every other week, basically, twice a month.
oh, that's so cool. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, I can send you the
Um,
link afterward. And their subscription box they do every month is my favorite subscription service. I'm not an affiliate in any way. I just love their product. Their box includes a horror T-shirt every month,
okay.
custom one of a kind horror shirts. There's always an autograph. There's always a collectible pin, and there's always like a horror, like a collectible. And it's $40.
Wow.
I love it.
I'll have to check
I
this
love
out.
it.
I was just
It's
going through it real
It's one
quickly.
subscription box when it comes. Not only is my favorite, when it comes, I get excited for it. I'm like, "Oh, cool." The last one that just came last week, I forget who the autograph was, but the T-shirt was like an Elvira design shirt, so it was pretty cool. Um,
Jordan wants to clear the air. He said, "Sorry, I realized I was way behind. Michael belongs in Haddonfield, not space."
not in space, yes.
He's not ready for that
But
conversation.
oh, I see, don't speak that into I get it now.
um, Now, do you feel like the combination of supernatural elements and gore makes the threat of Art the Clown or some of the actions or sequences that are playing out feel more intense?
Yeah, that's hard to say, 'cause with Art the Clown, I mean, tell me if you agree with this. He's not like menacing or
Mm-mm.
it's like Michael Myers showing up, you're like, "Oh, shit." Art the Clown shows up, you're like, "Oh, my buddy's here," you know?
Kind of
Um,
disarms you a little bit.
yeah. I mean, you don't wanna be the person that he's, like, beheading and ripping your ears off, and you don't wanna be that guy, but you're, like, standing there with him like, "Oh, look what my buddy's doing to the guy over there." I'm not making any sense at this point.
No, no,
Do you
no.
under do you understand
Yes,
what I'm saying? There's
yes.
not, like, a terrifying menace
Well,
to Art the Clown.
it's I think it's kind of like Kind of reminds me of Captain Spaulding, right? You should be able to like, if you
Yeah.
see these
Yeah, okay.
clowns, you
Mhm.
should be to feel somewhat I don't know, about comfortable, but it should be, uh, a presence that brings some sort of humor, and
Yes.
it turns very quickly. I mean, you get, even once you get to David Howard Thornton's portrayal, you get that
Mhm.
quirky, goofy humor, but then it's usually followed by, like, a chainsaw up, from the
Mhm.
bottom on up. Um,
Yeah, but he
now
has so much fun, he makes the best of, the
oh,
situation.
it's it I if you're basing it just off of this, I never would have thought it would go in the directions that it has over the last 3 films past
No.
this one, you know?
No. Mhm.
Now for the middle shorts that we get, how do the different shorts maintain tension despite changing settings and characters?
I feel like the second one, what is it? Something in the Dark, the alien attack one, I feel
Mhm.
like that one feels out of place. Um, because the only connection we have with Art the Clown is the picture. Isn't there like a portrait at the end, like the blanket falls
Yes.
off or
Yep. One of the
the
paintings.
tarp falls off and there's a painting of Art the Clown. Um, I mean, it's kind of effective, but I feel like it feels out of place with the rest. And then
Ec
the Terrifier one is art, full on Art the Clown, the costume designer, and oh my god, I mean, when she wakes up in the end and all her arms and legs and everything have been removed, um,
Where do you go from there?
you're certainly not going for a walk. Um,
Yeah. Now did
I
you
don't
think that
know.
did you feel like his presence unified the anthology, or did it make some segments feel less scary because he would, consistently show up?
It's an interesting tone with him. Like I'm having a little bit of difficulty describing what I'm trying to say with him. I think that Something in the Dark, that middle segment feels out of place.
Mhm.
But then when we do get Art the Clown, it's almost like they're dancing around greatness, not quite
Yeah.
there yet, but enough to show us something that could be special. Kind of like the clown in Hell House LLC, the first one. I think they could have done so much more with him,
Mhm.
and
I
it's
agree.
just like a fail. I mean, it's not Art the Clown by any means, very different, but just sort of a missed opportunity. And I didn't even see the new Hell House film because I heard it's one of the worst movies ever. Um,
Don't tell Jordan that. I know
oh,
I've
did
I
is he?
yeah,
If he's still on, did he see it and love
yeah,
it?
I don't think he's seen it yet, but I know we were talking about it off camera, and,
Mm,
I just watched the second one last night, so I'm, like, just now going through, and I'd seen the
yeah.
first one before, but the other ones, like, I'm kinda late to the party, I'm
Mm.
not gonna lie.
The
Um,
first one's the best. The trilogy is worth watching because you do get closure in the end,
mhm,
and they're all sort of tied together. But I will say the first one is the best. That damn
okay.
clown is scary as hell.
Oh, man. Now, how do you think the VHS tape motif enhances the fear of watching something you shouldn't with this film?
Mm, I mean, that's like a throwback to the appeal of the horror of the '80s, right? We weren't
Mhm.
supposed to be watching these movies. It's like you got the tape, you call your buddies up and I got the tape.
Yeah.
The video store had it. Come over.
Oh,
We're
the
gonna watch it
best.
tonight. It's a very interesting time to think back to the '80s too, because it wasn't not only was it like the unspoken thing, like I watched Nail Gun Massacre last night, you wouldn't tell anyone that you watched that night. And it's interesting because like a lot of the actors had different names. Like they wouldn't attach their one name to these horror films because they didn't want anyone in the industry
Well,
knowing
it wasn't respected the way it is now.
exactly. Yeah.
It was interesting 'cause, Chris and I for Beyond the Blood,
Yeah, yeah.
we did um, an interview with Karen Fields, Catherine Kami, and Tom Vandell from Sleepaway Camp, and they
Oh,
were
cool.
yeah, so, like, that's
Did they
kinda
say the same sentiment?
yeah, they were
Yeah.
like, "We never vocally, like, put that out there that that was something we had done," and it wasn't until years later where there was I think,
Mm,
a, newfound appreciation for the movie, and
mhm,
Felissa had always been in the convention circuit, but it wasn't until years later that they kind of had this opportunity that came up,
mhm.
and they saw how beloved they are within the horror community, which is crazy. I mean, maybe
Yeah,
we see it from a different lens, which I think is
mhm.
kinda crazy, but, um,
Yeah,
now
from our nostalgic lens, right?
oh,
Like,
yeah. Oh,
we have
100%.
that memory of those films, and behind the scenes, it was just a different, I don't know, different thought, the way of
For s
thinking about it.
for sure, absolutely. Now, for the final short, does the final segment bring the fear to its peak?
I think it just pushes the envelope to a point that to shock, right?
Mhm.
Again, I don't think there's a lot of depth there. Um, it's more the shock value, but
Yeah.
that's what Terrifier does. That's what Art the Clown does. That all the films, it's the shock value, and fans love it, and that's what they've come to expect. Um, it's not like we're watching Flowers in the Attic. It's a very different approach to horror, and it's sort of kind of carved out its own little niche, I guess I would say.
Yeah.
Um,
How
yeah,
effective is the closing twist or like the horrific
with
reveal
the
and leaving
babysitter.
yeah.
I don't know. I like it. It's like I said. It's like when a stranger calls. Like, have you checked the children lately? It's like, just
Oof.
go check the children.
Just do
You
it.
watch that, right? Like Carol Kane.
Yeah.
Put the
Yep.
phone down and go
Yeah.
check the children. Don't
Yeah.
go back to your homework.
It's very unsettling, that's for sure.
Of course, of course. But
Uh,
I mean, the flip side to that argument, and I digress here, is she doesn't want to check the children because she's afraid of what she might find. But come on, if you're a babysitter, you probably had babysitting gigs when you were in your teens or whatever. If someone called and said, "Have you checked the kids?" I mean, what would you do? Go check the kids.
yeah, of course. Yeah,
And
it's
does she go up the stairs and check on the children? I'm going off on a tangent here. It
yeah,
doesn't
no,
matter.
no, it's, I mean, it just it dials it up so quickly towards the end of it.
Mm.
Um, well, talk about I wouldn't say this is necessarily lighter in tone, but it's definitely I feel like a film that isn't quite as extreme as Art the Clown. And the next one we're actually gonna talk about is Tales from the Dark Side.
Oh, I forgot we were talking about this one, and I have the
Yeah,
same one you do. More Screen Factory.
too
Yes.
good.
Yeah. Debbie Harry too. It's in
Yeah,
this one.
she's making her rounds in these
Yeah.
anthologies. Well, of course, in Videodrome too, but that's
Mhm,
another
mhm.
story.
And
Um,
music, she took the world by
oh
storm.
yeah, yep. Um,
I
what
saw
was
her years ago, and she was singing live, and there was a
oh
moment when she stopped singing, and she's like, "I don't remember the words." It was kind of cringe, but also kind of funny at the same time. She's, like, in her 70s, right?
yeah,
It's like, I think she's supposed to be singing right now.
wow.
Microphone.
Man, she was a I listen, I'll
It
put
was
it
still
out
a
there.
great show. It was a
Of
great show, though.
course, but I mean,
I'm horrible.
she was a smoke show back in the day.
Very talented. Yeah.
Huh, I didn't know she was
I
still touring like that.
I don't
Well,
think she has since.
huh.
I completely stumped you. Go
Yeah.
back to go.
You got me all
I'll
messed
stop
up now.
throwing these random things in
I'm over
here.
here looking at Debbie Harry tour dates. Anyways,
When was it? If
uh,
you're looking it up.
I hold on,
It
let
was
me
in Boston when it was at, it was like a Boston amphitheater. Um,
let's see.
but it was cool. She did all of her hits, the '80s hits, and yeah,
Hold
it's not
on.
cool. It's not cool getting old.
Let's see. So, oh damn, she was touring as recent as is this I don't oh wait, hold on, never mind. 20 last year? When did you see
Oh,
her?
no, it was before COVID. So I guess she is touring still. Good for
Huh.
her.
Yeah.
Mm. I mean, look
Huh.
at Joan Jett still touring. She
Yeah,
puts on a fantastic show.
that's true. That's true.
Mm.
Well, Okay, so with this movie, what was your relationship with it? Do you remember this from back in, like, the video store days or, um
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember
okay.
watching the TV show, right? The actual show before the movie came out. Um,
We
yeah, I
need
love Tales from the Dark Side.
we need that. Nice
Mm.
nice set,
Yeah. Oh my gosh, yes. That and the Nightmare on Elm Street show.
please.
Um, there
Freddy's
was also a
Nightmares,
show called
please.
Freddy's Nightmares. Yes. There was a show called Friday the 13th. I don't know if
Yep,
you've ever seen it.
yep.
And I remember I was so excited about it, and I'm like, "Oh, Jason," and that had nothing to do with Jason,
Oh, not at
but
all.
I ended up, like, getting sucked into the story. It was more like the Warrens. Like, I think it was even based on Ed and Lorraine Warren. Because remember the guy and the girl, Mickey, I think the guy's name was? I can't remember her name, and
Oh,
they would collect artifacts, and they would, because they were, like, cursed artifacts, and each
yep, you're right.
episode was about them finding a new artifact, then they would sort of lock it away in their little chamber. Um, oh, it was so good. I love that show. That can I
That's
digress one more time?
yeah,
Do
yeah, of
you
course.
remember when the Sci-Fi Channel first came out?
Mhm.
And they would play, like, horror movies, and I loved it. I was like, "This is amazing." And they put on, Dark Shadows,
Oh,
which
yeah,
is
yep,
a soap opera about vampires,
yep.
and I knew nothing about it, and I started watching it. I was like, "This is boring as hell," but I kept watching it, and I got so sucked into, like, the drama and the vampire stories that I watched, like, seasons of it.
That's
That's it.
incredible.
That's my
Well, the
sad thing
Sci-Fi
I'm going
Channel
to admit.
no, I mean, the Sci-Fi Channel back when, they used to
Mhm.
have, like I remember that's how I found out about, a lot of full moon movies, if I
Oh,
recall
yeah, yeah.
correctly. Yep, like,
Yep.
Puppet Master, Demonic Toys, Castle Freak,
Mhm, mhm.
um, trying to think. I'm sure that there's some other ones that I'm forgetting.
Baby Oopsie.
Yeah,
I think that's one of them.
Trancers,
Seed People.
the bad channels,
Seed People is funny. Oh, yeah, Full Moon. The whole Subspecies
yes,
movies.
Subspecies, yes, I love that. Listen, that's
No,
probably I think out of
those are
all of
good,
those are my
right.
favorite.
Mm.
Um, well, Tales from the
Do you think Twilight copied the Subspecies films?
had to have.
I'm joking, but, yeah.
No, I'm gonna go there. I'm
Mm.
planting my flag now. I think that Twilight copied,
It's
Subspecies.
Subspecies with a lot of teen angst. It's the same movie.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so did you see now for the TV series, did you see that before the movie then?
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay,
I used to watch it. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, it's so good. The whole intro, the Tales from the Dark Side intro, I don't know if you've ever seen it, would go
Yep,
like
of course.
black and white and the trees, when the trees would all move. Every time, if you're ever in a forest with a bunch of trees, and if you're walking, they kind of move in different angles, the way your
So creepy.
vision, you can
Yeah.
think of Tales from the Dark Side.
Well, on a stormy Halloween night, three chilling tales unfold exploring the dark side of human nature and the supernatural. From a deadly cat
Mm.
to a cursed pact to a child's haunted closet, Tales from the Dark Side, the movie proves that evil can take many forms and it's closer than you think. Now, before we get started and we start diving into some of the various stories that this movie covers, which
Mhm.
segment has the most memorable or shocking visual horror moments for you?
Oh gosh, hold on, let me look. I'm drawing a blank. Oh, I know. Lover's Vow is my favorite one, with Rae Dawn Chong, and
Oh,
she
yeah.
says, "You promised, right? You promised you'd never tell." And then she turns into like a giant troll.
Yeah.
Um, whatever. And the kids are little trolls too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! You're like, dude, why didn't you just keep your mouth shut? Um, that right? I love that one. That's
That would
probably my
just make too much
favorite.
sense, then we wouldn't have the story.
And we would never know, right?
Yeah.
But what caught and it catches me off guard every time because you think you sort of forget about the promise he made. Right,
Mhm.
by then, because it's years later, they're married, he has kids, and then he's like, "Oh, yeah, remember that one night in the alley?" And it's like, "It was Promise You'd Never Tell." Probably one of Rae Dawn Chong's best roles, I
It's
think. Plus, it's fun saying her name.
it I think that that's probably I would have to say probably the most iconic
Yeah,
segment from the
yeah.
movie.
Do you have
Um,
what's your favorite if you had to pick?
That's because that one is really good. I feel
Mm,
like I'm partial to, Lot 249. Um,
mm.
that one I like. I mean,
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
it's creepy. It's very creepy.
Yeah.
I only feel like the middle segment, The Cat from Hell, of
Mm.
course, like, I think in a lot of these anthologies, we get some sort of cat reference. I don't know. Like, Two
Yeah.
Evil Eyes, you get this,
Mhm.
Cat's Eye, obviously, that's, like, the whole premise, but,
And
um
trolls.
yeah, and Trolls, yeah. Now across all segments, what type of fear do you feel like kinda dominates the entire movie? Do you think it's more supernatural,
Mm,
psychological, physical?
I'd say probably more supernatural with these. You have the mummy,
Mhm.
um, cat from hell, isn't it? It's like a demonic aspect to it, I guess you would
Yeah.
say. And then the trolls.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd say it's supernatural, but it's all there was always sort of like a monstrous element to Tales from the
Yeah.
Dark Side.
I agree.
Um, and the movie just sort of captured that feeling, I think, just perfectly. Yeah.
Now, for Lot 249, how does the
Mhm.
supernatural threat in the first segment establish the tone for the rest of the film?
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. I don't when you watch anthologies, you sometimes think like I would change the order. Um, with this
That's
one,
a that's a good
I don't know
point.
if the mummy was a good one to start with.
Would
Um,
you now, it's tricky
but I don't
because
know.
I think the last one is the strongest. So I don't know,
Yeah.
would you switch that around and put that first? I mean, I think it would
Mm.
maybe not, it would be like, front loaded for the movie
That's
then,
true. Well,
you
maybe
know?
they should have just cut Lot 249, and Cat from Hell, right? They got
Mhm.
one right. They should have cut the other two and made two new segments.
Yeah.
And there you go.
Dude, that's gonna be a tough conversation you're gonna have to have with John Harrison. Um,
Yeah, I'll message him see how he feels about that.
now, what did you
Legend.
think?
He's a legend.
Oh, for sure. Now,
Mm,
what made the cat in, The Cat from Hell so unsettling? Was it that it had this looming silence? Was it that it was intelligent, or the unpredictable aspect of it?
I think well, of course, the unpredictable, but just the presence of this cat and sort of the
Mhm.
evil things it would, I don't know, it would bring. Doesn't it crawl down the guy's throat?
Yeah.
Like,
It
yeah.
was like a sense of like, the cat brought the sense of doom, basically,
Mm,
you know?
yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're playing on like the black cat. I don't know, the urban legend of, or the omen of a black cat. They're kind of playing. It was a black cat, right?
Mhm.
Um, okay. They're sort of playing on that. Um, I watched this one in the last year as well. I don't know if it holds up as well as it could. It's fun to watch. Yeah, I still go with Lover's Vow as my favorite one.
Well, speaking of which, for Lovers' Vows, is the
Hmm.
horror more about the inevitable consequences or the fear of the unknown?
Mm, both. Can I say both? Is this like
Yeah.
a this or that
No.
question?
No.
Um, I would say both, and we all sort of struggle with the fear of the unknown, and then you have like the whole butterfly effect that sort of, I don't want to say plagues us all, but we certainly think about it, probably more than we should. At least I do. Maybe I'm an anomaly. I don't know. Um,
No. It's I think this is I think this one has the most meat on the bone when it comes to the story.
mm,
I feel like you're a little bit more invested in this one. You're trying to piece together what exactly is going on. Were there certain moments for you that were genuinely frightening compared to, like, maybe suspenseful buildup that we got with the other segments?
mm, I don't know. I guess maybe the cat crawling down the throat. We're still talking about the cat, right? Cat from
Yeah,
Hell. The cat
yeah.
crawling down the throat. Uh, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a forgettable segment, to be honest.
And what
Mhm.
about the wraparound segment? Did you like that part of it?
Oh, with Debbie Harry
Yeah.
and who's the kid? Oh, I wrote it down. Maybe I didn't write it down. Famous actor, kid actor, right?
Oh, Matthew Lawrence.
Yeah, yeah, Matthew Lawrence, right. I don't know, it's kinda cool, like the whole, I don't know, Hansel and Gretel with the
Yep.
witch, and she's going to eat the kid, and then, the kid outsmarts her with his spooky tales and ends up putting her in the oven instead. Yeah,
It's clever.
it yeah, it's clever, and it has that Tales from the Dark Side has Tales from the Dark Side written all over it. It's
Yeah.
just it works. Yeah, it's good.
Um, well, I figure there's no better movie to really be talking about, especially this time of year. None other than Trick or Treat.
Of course.
This
Oh,
is
yeah, yeah,
on
the
on
4K edition.
rewatch.
Yeah.
This movie has it's so rich in atmosphere, and I love
Mm,
that. I love that movie. It looks gorgeous in 4K. Too
mhm.
bad we don't. I don't think they ever got a VHS release, but if it did, I would have definitely.
No, I don't well, I'm not sure. There's a steelbook edition out this year.
Oh, that's right. Yep, yep.
Did you order it? I almost
No,
did, but
no. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of salty with Arrow for not doing a nice
mm,
box set for this release because if there's one movie that's deserving of it, I feel like it's this.
yeah, they just did the slipcover, right? And
Missed
the
opportunity.
steelbook yeah, I agree.
I do like the steelbook though. I will
If you're
say that.
listening, Arrow, not cool.
Yeah. Right your wrongs. Um,
Yes.
so on Halloween night in a small town, the rules of the season are deadly. Break them and
Mm,
you pay the price. Trick or Treat weaves together multiple stories of horror, mischief, and vengeance, all linked by the mysterious enforcer of Halloween tradition, Sam. From careless teens to unsuspecting adults, every sin is punished, proving that on this night, no one escapes the spirit of Halloween. Okay, so this movie, I remember had such a weird release when it initially
mhm,
came out.
mhm,
I don't really remember a lot of people talking about it, and I remember picking this up on a
mm.
whim from, like, I think it was a local Target that I picked it up from, and
Yeah, that sounds
absolutely
right.
fell in love with this movie because, um, obviously already enjoying anthologies. I
Mhm.
had heard kind of rumblings at that time that this movie was supposed to be pretty good. Definitely lived up to it. Still lives up to it all these years
Yep.
later. It's a Halloween staple. What about
Mhm.
you?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think it had a limited theatrical run and it didn't do very well on the screens they put it on. I could be wrong. And then it was basically a straight to video
Yep.
release.
Yep.
And then it just sort of, I mean, it's so good. It just picked up fans over the years, I think word of mouth. And then each year, I mean, the beauty of making a holiday themed horror movie is that every
Mhm.
time that holiday comes around, I mean, if it's good, I mean, even if it's not good, people are gonna watch it. Like Blood Rage, is that a good movie? No, but it's a fucking lot
Oh,
of
come
fun,
on,
and
man.
everybody
Come on, we
watches
might
it.
have to shut this we're gonna have to shut this
That's
live
it.
stream down now.
No, I watch it every year too, but is it great? I don't know. Um, but this, I mean, compared to Trick or Treat is a fantastic film.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
clever, it's smart, it's written flawlessly. I mean, the way everything comes together, not only is the writing itself impressive, the story structure is just genius. Everything works with this film.
This one, I mean, I just had such a new level of like, I already loved the movie, but
Mhm.
I had a new level of appreciation for this once we got the 4K, and it's just there's something for everybody in this movie.
Yeah.
The segments all mesh together perfectly. It's
Mhm.
I don't know, man. This one over the years has definitely grown on me by quite a bit. And this is directed
Yeah.
by Michael Dougherty. Um Now with
So good.
with with Trick or Treat, which story stood out as the scariest or most memorable and why to you?
Hmm. Yeah, that's interesting because I don't know if I would say this is a scary film. Um, I'm trying to think of like what's the scariest
More
element.
like
Maybe like
creepy.
those little bog zombie kids. That's kind
Mhm.
of that's creepy, kind of scary. Um, my favorite, I think, is the werewolf transformation scene, and
Oh,
the song. What is it? Marilyn Manson plays. That's so good, and yeah, the soundtrack is
oh,
fantastic.
it's excellent.
I think what I love is the artistry of the way all the stories are interwoven
Mhm.
together like a puzzle, and it's just flawless. And every time I watch it, I'm sure you have a similar reaction. It's
Yep.
just I'm amazed by how it all comes together, and it's almost like you notice little Easter eggs, I guess I would say, that you didn't catch before. Like, oh yeah, there's Sam over there, or oh yeah, that's happening in the background, and they
Yep.
cross paths here. It's
It
just
is
brilliant,
it's such a
right?
beloved movie because I don't think you get too many anthology films that
Mhm,
work so seamlessly the way this does, and I can't even e listen, as much as I love Creepshow,
mm.
I don't think you really have the level of, like, weaving that this film does in a lot of ways.
No, yeah.
Um, Now, speaking of which, how do you feel like the interwoven anthology structure enhances the sense of Halloween chaos and suspense?
Well, I think Halloween chaos and suspense. Well, it's obviously set on Halloween. Sam is a little Halloween troll. See, I keep throwing troll in.
Mischievous.
Yeah, mischievous. Gosh, I don't know. I think the way it all unfolds and then comes full circle. Um, it's almost, I don't wanna say tongue in cheek, but it's almost like Doherty was kinda winking at us the whole time, but we're also along for the ride, and he's right there with us
Mhm.
and wants us to have a good time because he had a great time executing it. I mean, it could have been the worst filming experience of his career, I don't know, um, but I don't think so. I would say I bet he enjoyed making this film, and I think the actors did too, if I had to go out on a limb and say that.
Jordan mentioned the opening scene has
Oh,
Halloween
yes,
78 written
absolutely.
all over it with the point of view of Sam. Yeah, and
Mhm,
that scene is gnarly in the
mhm.
beginning, like the opening scene before the film kicks off.
Yeah,
Um,
so good.
it's I love that it is a wide array of cautionary tales on Halloween and
Mhm.
in various aspects, about checking your candy before you bite into it or um with
Yes.
that one obviously the wife is like anti-Halloween to the fullest.
Mhm.
Um yeah, it's incredible.
But she
Now,
plays along. It's also beautiful to watch. Some of the
mhm.
scenes, like when Sam's, like, sitting on a pumpkin and there's, like, a pumpkin patch behind him,
Oh,
it's like a
stunning.
portrait. It's beautiful, yeah. What were you gonna say? I cut you off.
Oh, no, you're good. And so the film actually takes place on Halloween night in the fictional town of Warren Valley, Ohio.
Mhm.
Um, and then where was it actually? Interesting. So it was actually filmed in Vancouver, which I would have
Oh,
never
it's
guessed that.
probably cheaper. Mm.
um, how do you feel like the Halloween setting
Maybe they have
amplifies the
more trolls.
yeah?
Go ahead.
How do you feel like the Halloween setting amplifies the fear of the supernatural with this movie?
Well, that just sorta goes hand in hand, right? Halloween, supernatural. Um Although, wouldn't it be awesome if there was a Christmas version of Trick or Treat with I don't know how you would do that, but I love Christmas horror movies. Um,
You got Krampus.
yeah, but that's not an anthology,
Well,
like a
I guess I would say it's more of like a love letter in the same vein, I feel
that's
like as
true. That's
yeah.
true, yeah. I guess I
But
would
yes,
like to see
I
I
agree
guess
with what you're
Sam
saying.
wouldn't really work with any other holiday, would he? I take it back. Um, I mean, it just goes hand in hand perfectly. I mean, Halloween makes for the perfect, horror movie material because it's spooky and everything that goes along with it.
Did
Yeah. What would you
did
say?
you
Do you agree? Do you agree?
yeah, I think so. I mean, I was gonna ask you, do you think that Krampus
Mhm.
hit the same heights as this film?
Mm,
I don't know if
In
it's
my opinion, I would say
yeah.
probably not.
Okay.
But then again, around Christmas, you always watch Krampus. If you don't watch the whole thing, or if it's on TV, it's one of the movies, you'll just sit down. You're like, oh, look, Krampus is on. Um, so in that sense, yes. As far as a
Yeah.
holiday horror movie to watch, I think so. But
Okay.
I would say Trick or Treat's probably the better film. But I do like
100%.
Krampus too. So I mean, those little gingerbread guys are fantastic. Adorable little fuckers, right?
um, now, okay, so one of the more notable segments is Emma's story. For that
Mhm,
one, it obviously revolves around spoiler, like a witch. Now, does the slow
mhm.
reveal of the witch's identity heighten the tension effectively for that story?
Um, I'm drawing a blank. Which one is the witch?
It is. Hold on,
We have the werewolves.
I get it mixed up. Hold on.
We have the little zombie kids, Sam and the old guy, the serial killer.
Where is it? Hold on.
It's okay.
I got my
It's
my
I mean,
notes mixed up here.
it's late, so
Yeah, like some of the stuff that. Anyways, we'll
I
come back.
oh, I
We'll.
take it back. I love the witch segment. It's
Oh,
intense. I love it.
I might have gotten some of my notes mixed up a
No,
little bit
it's
on
cool.
that
I'm giving
one.
you a hard time, man.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
I'm
okay.
glad it's not me too. It's not just me. I'm like, oh,
No,
oh
no,
no.
no, no. Disregard that. What does the film
Okay.
suggest about respecting tradition, and how does the fear reinforce that?
Well, it kind of pokes fun at the traditions of Halloween, right? Like carving the candy. I mean, carving the pumpkin. They carve the head, and I don't know. They dress up like let's get like a slutty costume, but then
Mhm.
it's to she the one who gets it's all to entice their next victims that they're going to consume. Um, I don't. I wouldn't say it pokes fun at it, but just sort of spins it in a lighthearted and what you'd expect in sort of a horror anthology way. I can't think of any other examples really, but I think it's effective. I don't know. What would you say? What's your opinion on it?
Yeah, I think that, I
Gets a
think
little dragged along.
it's very tongue in cheek with
Yeah, that's true.
how it handles, that whole aspect of it. Okay, this is okay, going back to that previous question, what
The
I think
witch,
my
yeah.
yeah, my notes got mixed up. I think I meant to put something else down. So what I meant to say was, okay, so the wife from the opening segment, her story when they did the slow reveal leading up to when she's obviously uncovered, did you feel like the tension was effective in how they handled that segment?
With the wife in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because well, it's nice. It's funny because she hates Halloween, right? And then
Mhm.
she's outside to take the decorations down, but then ends up getting murdered, and becomes a Halloween decoration herself. So it's just I don't
The
know.
irony.
It's, it's the irony, yes. Oh my gosh, the humanity. It's perfect, right? Because then that's how they kick off the film, and right from
Yeah,
that moment, you think we're in for a ride here, and it's going to be a fun one, and it
yeah.
delivers. I think from that point on, it delivers. I did just Google. It does say there is a main character who is a witch. Oh well, this is a stretch. The little girl Rhonda dresses up as a witch
I think that's where I got it mixed up when I was taking notes on them because
with
I
the
do yeah,
kids.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes.
because
Okay.
but
Okay.
the question
And
was geared towards
I'm poking fun, man. I'm not giving you a hard
no,
time
no, no, it's all
in any
good.
way.
Now,
Mm.
how do you think that the anthology explores the consequence of rule breaking in a morally dark way with this one, or for any of the segments?
Well, I mean, some of it is very horrific, but they sort of do it in a comedic and fun way. like the principal who's a school teacher. I mean, the principal who is a serial killer.
Mhm.
Um, that's horrific. But
Yeah.
then it's kind of fun because he's like, "Well, how are we going to carve the pumpkin this year?" But it's not a pumpkin. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Um, and then the girls and the werewolf transformation. I mean that,
So good.
and that guy, the serial killer that we're speaking of. Again, everything is sort of coming full circle in this film. The different layers are just amazing. Um, they make that sort of fun with a Marilyn Manson song, and you're like, "Oh, this seems like a party I'd want to be at." Maybe.
Yeah,
What would you
it's
say?
I'm just going through so each of the segments, so I kinda going back to what you were saying, we have the opening scene, the
Yeah.
principal, like that whole sequence with, watching what you're eating with your candy.
Mhm.
I really like the Halloween school bus massacre,
Yeah.
segment.
That's
You
dark for
Oh,
sure. Yeah.
100%, and
Yeah.
you get the surprise party with, like, the werewolves, and then you also have the one with Sam that's focused on Sam with, Brian Cox, which
Mhm.
I think is excellent,
Mhm.
and let's see.
And the infamous lollipop from hell.
Oh, yeah. Yep, and now, okay, if we look at the movie as a whole,
Mhm.
which death or acts of violence are the most shocking in this film? Is there one that, like, startled you,
Well,
scared you?
it's gotta be the whole werewolf transformation, right? Did you see that coming the first time you saw it? I
Nope,
was like, "What
and
in the
it's
hell?"
kinda tongue in cheek, ironically, because of, like, her
Yeah.
costume, um,
Yes. Yes. Oh my god, it's brilliant.
too good.
And that speaks to, like, the layers and the things you might miss the first time through, like, I mean, it's kinda obvious if you say it out loud, but she's dressed as Red Riding Hood,
Yep,
right? And there are scenes where you think she's being hunted by a wolf.
the irony.
But man, that really the irony, yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Cue the Alanis Morissette song.
Yeah. And then how do you feel like the practical gore and effects make the horror
Mm.
feel real and immediate for this?
Well, I don't think it's over the top.
Mm-mm.
There's not a ton of gore in this, right?
N
I think most of the effects come down to Sam, and, he's just an adorable little troll guy. Um, the werewolf effects are good, I
Very
think, from what
good.
I remember. And they're not CGI'd, right, aren't they? I think there maybe was some CGI, but mostly practical
It's
werewolf.
I would say that there I mean, from what I can recall,
I can't remember, yeah.
it's done tastefully, even if it
Mhm,
is, you know?
mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
well, speaking of something that is, you know, iconic and this I could feel like can be watched at any time of year, but maybe more so on a specific holiday above all else. A certain Father's Day segment ties together this film very nicely, and we have Creepshow. Had to save the
Oh,
probably the
what
best one
is
for last.
what's that edition?
Oh, VHS.
Oh, it is VHS. Oh,
Yeah,
okay, I
yep.
thought it was like a special edition I didn't know about.
No,
Oh,
no.
cool, cool.
If I can plug VHS on here, especially since it's
After
Um,
Dark.
yeah, After Dark,
Yeah.
Video Store Memories, things like that. A lot of these
Mm.
films, it's tough because you don't have as much as those, but man, I can only imagine. Like, I feel like a lot of these, even the more recent releases, would have been definitely posted up in the horror section.
Yeah, you would've seen I got you probably have this one,
Oh,
right?
hold on, hold on.
The Scream Factory one? Do you have this one?
Is that for the 4K? Which one's that one? The Blu-ray or
I don't
4K?
know if this is 4K, I think it's just the Blu-ray. But it's cool because I love all the layered artwork. Because then the can't see that,
Oh,
but
that's
the
so iconic.
isn't that awesome? And then it's got, like, a booklet, I
Hold on,
guess it's the
hold that up just
same
one more
thing.
time.
The booklet's the same as
Hold on,
the,
I'm
I'm sorry.
just gonna mirror it for one sec. Hell yeah. I
Yeah,
love
cool.
I because that feels more in line with, like, the older comics, in a lot of
Yeah.
ways.
Yes, yes. And wait, I think it's got different artwork. Oh,
Oh
it's got the OG on the flip. It's got the OG
oh,
poster.
dude,
Yeah. It's a really cool set. And then I've got I think this is 4K. I believe this is a Walmart exclusive steelbook.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
you probably have that one,
I
or
don't
I've seen it at least.
I have
Yeah.
the just the standard with the slip cover, but
Okay.
what okay, you obviously have a pretty deep appreciation for this movie. Where did it all begin? When were you first introduced to this movie? Was it late night cable? Was it at the video store recommendation or what?
I think I probably saw this. I feel like this was an HBO film. I feel like this was on cable, and it was one of those movies that they did probably like a weekend premiere. Remember, like, back in the day when they would new movies would come out, like, on HBO or
Mhm.
Cinemax, they would roll it out at, like, Saturday night at, like, 8 o'clock,
Oh,
and it
yeah.
was, like, a thing, and they would send out, like, the booklets with, like, what they were airing that month, and you could look through and, like, this Saturday is this movie, this
Yep.
Saturday is that. I think I probably saw it that way, and then it was just one of those movies that was always on. Um, I mean, I it must have been countless times that I saw the different segments, like, out of order, just, because it was playing. How about you? How did you consume it? Do you recall?
So funny enough, the first
Mhm.
one I saw was actually Creepshow 2, and then because I just enjoyed that so much, I was really, you know,
Yeah.
discovering, like, around this time, different horror anthologies,
Mhm.
Creepshow 2 being one of them. Then I went back and had a chance to check out the first one, and
Yeah.
it just stuck with me. Even all these years later, I remember going to the video store and I would
Mm.
simultaneously, like, I'd go back and forth on renting the first and second Creep Show.
Yeah.
Um,
It's so good.
it has so much rewatchability. The segments are just very stylized in a way that feels like EC
Mhm.
Comics, the classic horror comics I used to get, kind of pulpy,
Mhm.
that energy, and I don't think you get that with any of the other movies, or, like, any of the other movies we've covered don't have that distinct tone. So,
Mhm.
um, Cre so
Yeah.
Creepshow definitely delivers a macabre celebration of horror, blending dark humor, comic book visuals, and 5 chilling tales of terror. From a man haunted by his own misdeeds to vengeful corpses rising from the grave, each story explores the deadly consequences of greed, pride, and cruelty. With
Mhm.
over-the-top gore, clever twists, and a playful nod to classic EC comics, Creepshow proves that sometimes the scariest monsters are human and every action has its price. Oh, man, I fucking love
It's
this
perfect.
movie.
Yeah, me too.
I love this movie. I love everything from the just you've got George Romero, Stephen
Mhm.
King, you've got an
And
iconic
John Harrison was the first assistant director
Yep.
on this too.
Did he also do
He did Tales from the Dark Side.
and he also did the score for this too, right?
Yeah, I think he did, yes, and he did, a couple Tales from the Crypt episodes as well. And
Fucking
the new
forget about
Creep
it, man.
Show
It's so good.
episode, or the new Creep Show series, I think he did 7 or 8 of those. Sadly, they canceled it, but
I
yeah.
That has been a recent discovery for me, and I
Mm,
was gonna ask you about that. I love that show.
it's so good,
It's
yes, I
so
love it
good,
too.
and I saw
Mhm,
that they have I mean, it's unfortunate that they canceled it, but, like, I
mhm.
saw the collections coming out. I was like, "Dude, I
It's
gotta have that.
beautiful.
I
Did you
gotta
order
have
it?
that." I haven't yet.
I haven't yet, I'm
I
going to
know.
as
I
well.
need to. That's I wanted to watch it first, right? I
Yeah,
usually don't buy TV series all that often like
mhm,
that.
yeah, me too.
Um Sopranos, Twin Peaks, Seinfeld,
Mm,
those are the exceptions, but
mhm.
I got
Elf.
it. Yeah, yep. I
No, actually, I don't own Elf, but I've considered it.
hey,
Keep
listen.
going.
Um, okay, so let's take it back because obviously I know you were
Okay.
talking about the TV series, and
Mhm,
that definitely feels like they take a lot of the comic book aesthetic that was very prominent in this movie.
mhm.
Um, how do you feel like the comic book aesthetic influenced the feel of this anthology? Do you feel like it worked the way that they,
Mm.
you know
Yeah, I think it works. I think it's clever the way the pages turn
Mhm.
and it goes from one segment to the next. Um, And even the framing stories are kind of fun. Like in the first one, the kid has the magazine. And again, it goes back to what we were talking about, like the tape you're not supposed to have, sort of that the taboo. That's what this is. The dad gets so mad about these horror magazines that the kid has.
Tom
Um,
Atkins.
yes, yes,
Yep.
absolutely. And it's the perfect way to introduce the first creep show and go right into the segments. Um, and then when you come back to it at the end, it's like you're ready to find out what's going to happen to this father who maybe overreacted and maybe has a very evil child.
So,
There are
the
bigger problems
the
there, right?
100%, but Joe Hill is the son of
Mhm.
Stephen King, and he plays the
I
young
didn't know
kid.
that.
Yep. So
Oh.
he actually does, I know this just because I followed some of his comics, but,
Mhm.
he's an established author, but also does a lot of comic books as well, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
friggin' awesome. So,
And don't they write together? Haven't they done some
I believe so, yeah.
collaborative projects together? Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Cool.
Um, so we obviously we had the prologue, and
Mhm.
it opens up with, basically like you're saying, not to bring in these comics into the home, and that's how it all kicks off.
Mhm.
Okay.
Oh my god, I gotta show this again
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
there's
Oh,
the kid, and then you have the creep. Is he called the creep? Creep in the window,
yep.
and the kid. Oh.
It's like a straight up deviant.
Yeah, yeah, look at the kid's
Yeah.
face. That's awesome.
I mean, I feel like that really exemplifies how we all used to be as kids at one point, whether it's movies, comics, sneaking them into the house. I mean,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
you
for
know,
sure. Mhm.
I've mentioned this.
Beer,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I've mentioned
cigarette.
all
Keep
that.
going.
But that's the thing is that I remember mentioning that on here before, is that that's like part of like what always keeps me coming back to this,
Mhm.
especially with horror movies, was that I wasn't ever supposed to watch them. I had to sneak them into
Yes,
the house, man, and it's like
absolutely.
you get these thrills out of bringing something home you weren't supposed to.
Yeah, and look at I don't know if you can see the
Let's see.
posters on the wall. He's got Dawn of the Dead, The Shining, and Carrie. Isn't that funny?
Oh, it's perfect.
Yeah. All right. Enough with that. But yeah, I hear you. It was the whole taboo. Like you're not supposed to be watching this. Like Faces of Death. Isn't that what was so appealing with Faces of Death? You know. Um,
Oh, yeah. That's it. And I don't know if you got around to picking up the DVD collection when that came out earlier this year. I
I
I
did not.
I did mention that I went back and I at least watched the first one, and I
I-
remember
It's
that
so
being,
bad, right? I
oh,
would
it
imagine.
has not aged well, but
Yeah, that's what I would think.
it feels very much of the time. It's something that is very nostalgic. There's a lot of memories that are attached to it.
Hmm.
Um, I was gonna ask you, so we've talked about there's a number of segments that are in this movie.
Hmm.
Which segment felt the scariest or most memorable to you, and why?
The crate one always scared me. That Fluffy was terrifying. That little no, I shouldn't
Yeah.
say little. That big troll monster under see, I did it. The
Yeah.
big monster under the stairs, Fluffy. Um, plus Adrian Barbeau's character is so over the top in that. It's just perfect. You kind of want her to get eaten by Fluffy. Um,
She's so good at playing that role of just, and especially for that one,
yeah, yeah,
where it's like
yeah.
I mean, she definitely plays it up, but you're just like, "Dude, fuck her." She is just, like, just terrible.
Yes,
Like, she's just so belittling, but that's what makes like, her performance so endearing, is that she definitely makes you dislike the character, right?
yeah.
Um,
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
oh, it's great.
Did you watch the third In Search of Darkness? Because they interview her in that, and she was talking about how I think she was comparing her role in Someone's Watching Me, which John Carpenter's film, I think, and how he was telling her to like tone back her acting, and then she's like in Creep Show, Ramiro was like, bring it over the top, bring out your
Yeah.
over the top acting approach.
So,
It
funny
was interesting to
story.
hear her take on that. Yeah.
I met her a couple years ago. She is so
Shut up. Wow.
she's so sweet, but when I was
That's
talking to
cool.
her,
Yeah.
I felt so stupid afterwards because I don't know how I didn't know that her and John Carpenter were ever married at one point,
Yes.
and so so I asked
Oh
her,
god. What did you say?
"Well, what was it like?" I have to ask, "What was it like working with John Carpenter?" And she's like, "Working with him? I was married to him." And she's like, "We're obviously no longer together." I'm like, "Well, at least you have the good times." I was like, "I
You
don't know
have the
what."
good times to
Yeah, I was
remember.
like, "I don't really know what else to say at that,"
You could have
you
said,
know?
I was testing your memory."
Oh boy, that was I mean, but she's a legend, right? I mean, she's been in so many iconic movies and
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
blaming it on that. So,
Yeah. I'm
uh
sure she's I'm sure you were nervous, like, I would be
oh,
totally
oh,
starstruck if
100%.
I
I mean,
was talking to her, so I'm sure she laughed it off, right?
she's played countless role I mean, she even voiced Catwoman in the Batman the
Mhm.
Animated Series, which is
Yeah, yeah.
so cool.
Yes.
Uh, um, okay, so
Yeah.
the first main segment we get is Father's Day, right?
Mhm.
How does
Look what I have.
Oh,
I
what do you
got
hold
this
on,
off the
hold
shelf.
up, I like this.
Isn't that cool?
Oops, hold
It's
on, what happened? 1 second,
from, gosh, what is this from? What do you call these guys?
1 sec. There we
Oh,
go.
there
Oh, that's so
there he is, out of the grave, right? And you even have Bedelia's head. Oh, you can't see it. The cake
I
right
can see
there.
it.
Yeah, you can kinda see it on the side there. Yeah, you have Bedelia's
Oh
head.
my god.
But I don't open any of my collectibles, so
So do you
there you
collect
go.
figures like that, or
Yeah, I do. I've got a bunch of like the NECA. This I don't have a whole lot of these. I don't even
there
know
you
what
go.
these are called. Do you know what these are called?
I
Doesn't even say.
I don't.
Just says horror action figure. Mega. Yeah, I don't know. Mega Corp.
The last thing I need is another collecting hobby.
So here you
You
go.
know?
Yeah, no, I'm all, yeah, of course I hear you.
Yeah,
I'm all over
yeah.
like the I was into the handmade by robots for a while. I got a bunch of those here.
Oh,
And
okay.
I got a bunch of NECAs, not behind me, but I have a bunch over there and over here. Um,
That's so cool.
but what about you? Do you collect figures too? Collectibles?
No, it's I would say between, like, 4Ks and Blu-rays, like, VHS is kind of like my side hobby. I had a
Mm,
bunch that I had from growing up, and then a lot of them as time has gone on, I usually go to, I have a couple spots locally that I go to a lot. So, Static
mm,
Tape out in Muskegon and Alive
okay.
Again out in Grand Rapids. So, both of those places highly recommend. I've had the guys on here before for, previous After Dark episodes, but good
Oh,
friends of
cool.
mine, great people.
Cool.
Now
Mm, awesome.
okay, so in Father's Day, how does guilt and family tension create suspense in this segment? Do you feel like it's effective?
Well, in a humorous way, yeah. Bedelia, right?
Yeah.
She's the peach. They're all kind of awful people.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
who's the guy in it that's the famous actor? I'm drawing a blank.
Mm,
The
I got
bald haired guy, that guy. I feel like his that one scene in that when he dances with the girl, his wife in it. Um,
Oh, Ed Harris.
Ed Harris,
Yep.
yes. It's so awkward that it's comparable to Friday the 13th Part 4, the dancing in that.
Yeah,
Someone should put those side by side,
I could see
and I
that.
bet it would be hysterical and put, like, the dance where, like, Wednesday Adam is dancing, put that
Yeah, yeah.
song in, and just have Ed Harris and George McFly, I forget his name, dancing.
I think that,
Am I onto something or am
you
I
might be
crazy?
onto something,
Yeah, there you
but
go.
I will say this is one that I always look forward to just having an excuse. Like you were talking about earlier, you have an
Mm,
excuse to rewatch this movie
mm,
around Father's Day.
mm.
Um,
Yeah,
what else do we have outside of that? Stepfather? And don't get me wrong, I like that movie.
Stepfather, I love Stepfather. Stepfather 2,
Yep.
there is a movie called Father's Day, it's kind of a trauma-esque,
Okay.
um, film where I think there's a villain going around cutting off guys' genitals.
Mm.
Um,
Hopefully
yeah,
we don't ever cross paths.
yes.
Um,
Yeah, so
Now,
there you go. Those are the ones that come to mind. But
fair.
I have it down here. Anyway, keep going. I'll show it to
Well,
you later.
yeah, no worries. And so this one's obviously very iconic for a reason. I think that this is
Mhm,
where we get that first taste of the over the top EC Comics, over
mhm.
exaggerated special effects from Tom Savini.
Yep.
Um, I absolutely adore this one. I think that between this one and um the crate segment are two of my
Mhm.
favorites. This one is
Yeah,
just so hard to beat.
agreed.
Now, this leads us into the lonely death of Jordy Verrill. Um,
Mm,
is this segment scarier because of its slow escalation with Stephen King,
mhm.
or the grotesque transformation that takes place in it? And do you like this
W
segment? I should ask
Yeah, I
you
mean,
that.
I like the concept of it. It's kinda cool when you start to see the green stuff growing everywhere, and then at
Yeah.
the end, you see it growing down the road, like, "Oh my god, watch out." It's probably set in Maine like every Stephen King thing,
Yeah.
so watch out, Bangor. The green the green is coming.
Yeah.
Um, what I don't like is, like, the goofy imaginary things he has, like going into the university to get money with the meteorite.
He
I don't
he had
know.
he had
It
he had strong aspirations, man.
That's true, yeah. It
It
doesn't
never
end well for Jordy.
It's almost like I feel
Mm,
like it's just so sad. I don't know what it is about it. It's just like it's so depressing the way that it ends. It
mm.
kinda reminds me of, like, The Fly.
Yes, because you just wanted to be human. Help me be human. That's what Jordy wanted money and fame. Um, but I think you're touching upon something because
Yeah,
before the meteorite even lands, Jordy is in a very sad spot in life. His
yeah.
lot in life isn't the greatest. And then this green stuff arrives and it just gets worse for Jordy.
It's not a
Mm,
blessing, it's a curse.
true. And
Um,
watch out, Bangor, it's coming.
yeah. Now, how do you think Stephen King's performance amplifies the horror of the creeping plant that you were referring to?
Mm, I don't know. He kind of plays it. I think goofy is a good way to describe.
Mhm.
He presents him as a very mentally challenged individual. Um, yeah, I don't know. It's weird because it's not really horror in this one. It's more
Like sci-fi?
comedy, sci-fi.
Mhm.
Yeah, it feels more like an Outer Limits than Creepshow.
And then, let's see, so moving right along, we
Mhm.
have our 3rd segment, so Something That Tied You Over, featuring Leslie
That's
Nielsen,
that's so much fun. Yeah.
Ted Danson, Galen Ross. Um,
Mm.
so how does the revenge-driven story create tension and fear with this segment?
Well, it's just perfect. I mean, how many times have you thought, would I be able to dig my way out of that hole? Um, or how long could
Literally and
mm,
kinda metaphorically, really.
well, yeah, that too. But it's like, would you like swirl your fingers and try to get your hands up? Like, then couldn't
It's
you
kinda
do
freaky.
like tread water, but in the
Yeah.
sand and then crawl out? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's the best line is I can hold my breath for a long time. Um,
It ends on that note, doesn't it?
I think
Or
so.
yeah, with
Doesn't
Leslie
Leslie
Nielsen.
Nielsen shout it out? And
It's
you get
it
Sam Malone from Cheers.
it's
Uh,
so ridiculous, like,
yeah.
I don't know. It's funny, like, I like the dark humor.
Mhm.
This is one that I always look forward to getting to because it's like a nice bridge between, the
Yeah.
first 2 segments, and once we get to the crate's obviously a little bit
Mhm.
darker.
Mhm.
Now did you feel like the deaths in this sequence or the segment were more shocking because of the buildup or the gore itself that we saw in it?
Mm. There's some nice zombie effects in it, right? With
Mhm,
when they come back. Um, I think it's more like situational horror. Because the most
mhm.
shocking thing about this isn't that the wife had an affair, or this guy is sadistic and Leslie Nielsen is sadistic and kind of a evil person to begin with. excuse me, it's more that they're burying somebody on the beach and then they're going to drown as the tide comes in. I mean, oh my god, that is shocking and horrific, and we could all relate to if I were buried in a hole like that, the tide would come in and I would drown.
It's such a shitty way to go out, if I'm being honest.
Mhm, mhm, and with an
Um,
old tube television in front of you too, yeah.
oof, brutal.
Mm,
That yeah, I like that. I definitely like that segment. It's just so over the top and just ridiculous, but,
yeah,
um,
mm.
moving right along, we have
Alrighty.
the iconic the crate segment. So we
Yes.
got Hal Holbrook, Adrian
Mhm,
Barbeau, amongst a plethora of other actors and actresses. And
mhm.
where does this one fall for you compared to all the other ones? Is this would you say this is your
I
favorite?
like this what's left? Let me look at my list. I think it's my favorite, I would say.
They're creeping up on you.
Uh, oh, the cockroaches. Yeah. Fluffy's definitely my favorite, and I love the end, like, he's in the crate, and you're like, "Oh, is he gonna get out?" Or,
Yeah.
um yeah, oh, it's just so good, and the Fluffy effects, that monster, he's like, he's kinda like the Pinocchio. What's the monster in the not Pinocchio, Rudolph,
Oh,
it's so late, but,
the abominable snowman?
yes, he
Yeah.
looks like that kind of, but a nightmarish
Oh,
version
this is
of
way worse.
yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would say it's my favorite. I've always had fun with it, and it terrified me as a kid. That little monster, not little,
Phew.
Fluffy terrified me as a kid.
So, do you think that Fluffy heightens the suspense and fear throughout the story for that segment?
Oh, absolutely, because you don't see Fluffy until the very end, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
And do you feel like the reveal delivers the payoff you were expecting, or is it scarier than you ever thought it would
s
be?
scared the hell out of me. Yeah, so I think so. What come on, what do you think? Do you
Yeah,
have nightmares
yeah,
as
I
a
mean,
kid when
it
Fluffy's
was well, it
coming
was
out?
yeah, I'm not gonna lie, the scenes where, like, it goes, like, that striking, like, red color where like,
Mhm,
reaches out,
mm.
I'm like, "Dude, fuck that, man, I'm good." Like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
leave that crate alone, I'm not even touching it, I'm moving 2 towns
Mhm,
over.
mhm.
Um,
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
this is another standout
Scary.
through and through.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I really like this one.
I
I
do
have
too,
nothing
yeah,
but
it's good.
positive things to say about it, and then the last one that we were talking about, they're creeping up on you. What do you think about this
Yeah.
one? This is basically the outside of
Mm,
the wraparound is the closing, segment.
yeah, it's I don't know. I mean, again, I think they were going for something here. Of course, he's coming undone, the main character. Um, they were going for the squeamish factor, right? With all the cockroaches and
Mhm.
bugs and just yeah. So it's not my favorite one in the mix. If it's your favorite, I apologize for saying it's not mine. Um, but I don't know. What do you think about it?
It's I don't think it's the worst,
Mm,
but there's definitely, like, the ones that we were talking about. I think that those ones hold up a little bit better.
yes.
This one, I don't know what it is. This one always anytime I go back, I rewatch this movie, this is, like, the one segment that drags a little bit for me.
Hmm.
Um, now,
And it's yeah.
how do you think okay, so, yeah, I mean, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank on what the character's name is. E.G. Marshall's character, Upson Pratt, very
Mm.
claustrophobic setting. So how do you think the claustrophobia and obsessive cleanliness creates psychological horror for this segment?
Well, he's agoraphobic, right? So
Mhm.
he doesn't leave the apartment, and so that it comes back to that isolation. Um, and not only is he afraid to leave, but then that safe space becomes very unsafe when it gets invaded by a bunch of cockroaches and other creepy crawly bugs. And he just happens to have a phobia of bugs. So are the bugs really there? Probably not, but
It's an unreliable narrator.
unreliable narrator,
Yep.
yes. So you're sort of going through like his because his mind starts to unravel, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Well, what do you think? What would you say about it?
I mean, I think that the paranoia escalates. It takes that terror and the unreliability of his viewpoint to that next level before we get
Hmm.
that final payoff.
Yeah.
Um, I think that for the segment, yeah, it's not my favorite, but I think it still works for what it's trying to do, right?
Yeah.
Performances are great. You're questioning
I,
if we're seeing anything that we're seeing through his lenses, I mean, or his eyes for that matter, is actually even there, you know?
yeah. Agreed.
Um,
And
and it
all those damn cockroaches. So I don't know if I mentioned this. I did talk to John Harrison about a year or two ago about his book that came out, and
oh, no way.
the name escapes me. I have it right over there, but I can't read it from here. Um, we talked about Creep Show and those cockroaches. He said it was a huge challenge filming those cockroaches because what you don't understand is when you open up the box and let the cockroaches out, they all run away.
Yeah.
He's like, so we had very limited time to record them before they would run away. And he said they brought him in from like the Amazon. I don't know why I'm just remembering all this. He brought him in from like
Wait,
the Amazon
did you do, like, an
and
actual, like, interview with him?
with him. Yeah, yeah. I did
Oh
talk
my
with him.
god, fucking forget about it. That's crazy, man.
Oh yeah, it's on my
That's
YouTube channel. I'll
that's
send
so
you a
co
link to it.
okay,
Yeah,
absolutely,
yeah.
man.
Oh, it was cool. Um, Dude, let me see if he could do it again. I was thinking about reaching out to him just today
Oh
to
my
see if
god.
he and Greg Nicotero would be willing to sit down and talk about the Creep Show series. And I think he has a new book out. And since I've already interviewed him before, I bet he would say yes. So if he does, I'll invite you to join
Oh my
too.
god,
Um,
please. I though it one or the other, like, either of them. I mean, they've just had such an impact on,
oh
everything that
yeah,
I
it
hold near and
was
dear.
yeah, it was so cool to chat with him. But anyway, what was funny, he said, so some of those giant cockroaches that they brought in, he said there's no way that we contained them all, and there are still strands of them living in New York City. He is sure of it, or something like that. Wherever they filmed it, he's like he knows
He's responsible for it.
some of those giant cockroaches escaped and are now flourishing years later.
That's incredible. And
Yeah.
okay, so just to bring this full circle, which
Oh my
segment
gosh. Yeah.
had the I know, I've kept you up
Ooh, we
way too
went
late,
long.
Aaron.
It's fine.
Um,
I'm
but
delirious, and at this point,
I
you can ask me anything.
which segments had the most memorable gore or visual horror for you?
Um, I guess I mean, I have to be fluffy. Going back to all the years that I've experienced this film in my life, I think it would have to be the crate segment.
Excellent.
I
Well,
mean, I don't know that this one's good too. But,
I didn't get a chance to rewatch this one, but after talking about how much we love this movie, I think
mm.
it deserves a rewatch. Um,
Well, let me ask you this: Creep Show
yeah.
One, Creep Show Two. What is your favorite segment if you had to pick from both films? Like, I don't know. I think I know what I would go with. What would you say?
I like Father's Day.
Mhm.
I think
Father's
that
Day, yeah.
it's just it's because when you have the 2 movies, I know the TV series is kind of like its own thing, but when you
Mhm,
really stack everything up together, I mean, Father's Day is just it's just I don't know, it has everything that I'm looking for in a
mhm.
creep show segment.
Yeah, it's so
What about
good.
you?
I'm kind of partial to the raft in the second one, like
That is really good.
where he's like, "I beat you," and you're like, "Nope," and then the no swimming sign. I actually did rewatch Creepshow 1 and Creepshow 2, 2 weeks ago. Um, my one complaint about the raft is there's that one scene when they wake up the next morning and it's the guy and the girl
Mhm.
left, and he like starts to undress her. Um, which when I was a kid, I was like, "Well, this is perfect." But watching it now as an adult, I was like, that doesn't make sense because 'cause they're, like, almost dying, and they've just woken up, they slept all night, they're just waking up. What would have been better, but less sexy, is if he went to the edge of the raft because he has to take a piss, and
Yeah.
then the blob gets her. It just seemed kinda sleazy that he, like, is taking her shirt up and playing with her breasts, and plus I watched it with my mother. So maybe that I was like, "Oh
Oh,
my gosh."
yeah,
My mother's like 82. I'm like,
yeah.
"Oh, this is awkward."
Yeah, I was gonna say that I'm down for sleaze, If there's anyone that's down for
So I
sleazy
probably
movies,
should have started with that. Go ahead.
yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I guess considering the context.
I was visiting.
Oh man, that's fucking hilarious. Well, that is a wrap for tonight's journey into the shadows, but the echoes of these
Awesome.
tales will linger long after the screen goes dark. A huge thank you to my friend Aaron from A&B Horror Movies for stopping by After Hours Video and exploring the chilling anthologies, relentless killers, and supernatural terrors that haunt our favorite horror stories. Aaron, where can listeners find you? Do you have anything coming up or appearances you want to promote?
Let's see. Well, Stephen, first of all, thank you for having me. This has
Of
been an
course,
absolute
man.
blast. I can't believe we talked for 3 hours. Um,
I can't either.
It was so much fun, and there's so many other anthologies we didn't even get to.
I know.
Gosh, let's see. Yeah, let's see. A and B horror movies. You can find me on YouTube. I just posted an interview with Marcel Walsh and Gigi Gustin talking about Brute 1976. So you can check that out there. Fantastic film. Actually, I loved the movie. It's like Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets The Hills Have Eyes meets like The Devil's Rejects. It's
Oof.
awesome, it's so good. Um, Gosh, what else have I done? I gotta
You're a busy guy.
uh,
That's for
I'm
sure.
drawing a blank. Yeah, I'm trying to put out 2 a week, so I've got a
God
couple
bless.
coming up next week. House of Abraham, I interviewed the director and the lead actor. There's another interview coming up next week for a movie called Slice, which is an anthology film
Oh.
about men who hold on, wait for this, about men who are forced to sell their manhood for fame or drugs. Uh,
Mm.
and it's pretty much, yeah, it's pretty shocking. Um,
Wow.
I'll leave it at that. And wait for this, it's called Slice.
Wow.
That's what I said. Yeah. Yeah. I've got a bunch of things coming up, man. A and B
Yeah.
horror
I
movies on
listen.
YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for having me
Oh,
on.
of course, man. Of course. And you guys can find me at After Hours Video. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, you name it. And I'm a co-host on Beyond the Blood podcast. You guys can check
Mhm.
that out wherever podcast platforms are streaming it. um, we actually had a episode that just went up. So this is our interview with Anthony Cousins, director of Frogman. Also got some other exciting stuff in
Cool.
the works, so keep an eye out for that. And this Halloween, so let
Awesome.
me get this queued up. Right. There we go. Okay. So this Halloween, dive into a terrifying horror movie marathon with Valoria Video. From classic slashers to chilling anthologies, there's something to haunt every horror fan's night. Stock up on screams, scares, and all things spooky. And don't forget to use code After Hours, hours abbreviated, 10 for 10% off your order. Get your collection before the night falls and make this Halloween unforgettable. Thanks for joining us tonight on After Dark, where we relive the movies that started it all. Until next time, keep your doors locked, your lights on, and your nightmares close. Halloween is never really over when you step into the shadows of After Hours Video. We'll catch you guys on the next one.